Welcome to Smark Podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Adam,
Oh, hi, Marks.
and we are here to cover the best in WWE and general wrestling over the past week. And okay, so we were just talking about this, and this is how we're going to open the show. I feel like WWE is taking a bit of an L in their counter programming. Um, Not because it's not programming that I wouldn't want to see. It's because I was completely unaware of it.
Yeah, like honestly, I was aware of it only last night when I heard Jade won the belt. Like that's when I realized, oh, this is the thing that's happening. Like, oh, okay, well, good for her. I like Jade. I never hated
Yeah,
Jade. I actually thought that she was, someone with a lot of upside. I was disappointed when she left, but
yeah,
good for her.
yeah.
Uh,
I didn't know about it till this morning. Like I watched Collision last night after, I hung out with my boy for a while, and then me and Katie went back to our hotel room that we were staying at last night, and on our way home, and we watched Collision, before we went to bed. And then I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, I wonder fallout from Collision, what's going on, if anything's happened, or if Mansoor's okay. Um, and I turn on and ironically, the first thing I saw was Mansoor telling AEW to delete this because they had posted a picture of him basically standing on his head after that after
yeah.
that flop.
What
But
a sell.
the
What
very
a sell.
yeah, it was awesome. But the very next thing I saw was what we're actually going to talk about here, which is this picture of all the new WWE champions who honestly, okay, folks, I mean, some people are going to be mad at me for saying this because Punk is in this picture, okay?
Eh,
But this is WWE Women's Champion, WWE Champion, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, NXT Champion. This is a murderer's row of AEW stars, is what it
yeah.
is.
Yeah. All former AEW guys. Now, granted, like they're all former AEW people, but even then, like half of them were in WWE before AEW was a thing. So
Yeah.
eh, like they're not it's to call them AEW people is slightly misleading, I
I
guess.
don't know that it is. Okay, so here's the reason I don't know that it is because would Punk is, I mean, we can say what we want about him, but would he be back in wrestling right now at WWE World Heavyweight Champion if Tony Khan hadn't twisted his arm back into wrestling?
Yeah, I mean
And
that's
and
true.
and
That's true.
Cody, we definitely call Cody an AEW person for the simple fact that he did help open AEW.
Yeah.
He was a pillar and a EVP and somebody who helped create the company in the first place. So yeah, I mean, I think Cody, even being the WWE full on WWE guy he is right now, I still think he's an AEW guy. And I still don't think the door is honestly, I don't think the door is closed for any of these people to come back to AEW. And I know people will be like, point of order, Punk's never coming back. I don't think that's the case, man. If Vince McMahon and
It
Ultimate Warrior can make up, I think Tony Khan and CM Punk can make up because those people are two infinitely more reasonable people than
I
Vince
don't
McMahon and Ultimate Warrior.
I don't even think it's a problem with Tony and Punk. I think it's a fact the idea that if he were to with the current roster, if he were to consider hiring Punk back, there'd be a mutiny in the locker room.
I mean, there might be for a few
That's
people.
that's the problem. I say like as soon as the Bucks are retired and as soon as Omega, well, Omega
Mm.
probably wouldn't care,
Omega
but
straight
like
up said on his stream a few months ago that he would still like to work
he
with
wanted to
Punk.
do business. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean,
we
his
kind of
part in the
sussed out
fight
from that.
was saving the dog.
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean, that
I
makes
don't
a
see
lot
how
of
either
sense.
side can be mad at him. He just jumped
Yeah.
in, grabbed the dog, and ran away, and maybe possibly
Yeah.
got bit by Ace Steel.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kenny's really part of that. Like, and I think the
No.
Punk probably still has some supporters, and like FTR and Hobbs are people who
Yeah.
still speak very highly of him.
Darbs.
Darby does. Yeah, Darby even straight up said in the
Uh,
interview like the cancer was definitely not this guy. which is
He was
crazy
like,
because
it was a bunch of people. Yeah.
yeah, but not
Like,
just if him, not just him for sure,
right.
and
Yeah. I mean, it was very clear the group of people that he was speaking of because none of them are with the company anymore.
yeah, pretty much.
Um, but I mean, I guarantee you Kingston would have an issue with it, but he wouldn't make a stink about it because he's trying to move on.
Hmm.
And he's very much a team player. Like he talks about AEW as the team he plays for.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that yeah, I feel like the Bucks are the major hurdle, and then
Hmm.
a lot of other people would be like giving him side eye and be untrustworthy
Hmm.
towards him, or not untrustworthy, untrusting of him, at least for the first 6 months or so, depending on how he behaved, to them specifically.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean,
I never say
uh,
never in wrestling, though. Not ever.
yeah,
Never say never.
yeah. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen. I would say that of those four, I'd say that's the least likely.
Oh yeah, least likely for sure. But like, I
Like
don't see the door being closed for any of these guys.
I feel like Cody has a pretty good chance of coming back if there's enough backlash against the inevitable Saudi takeover of TKO. I think he'll want to jump ship.
See, I think that that's kind of one reason why I said the door isn't closed for any of these people because like
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are not like I don't think that's gonna fly with a lot of folks. Like
yeah,
I mean I guess I don't underestimate the power of a paycheck, but
that's true.
at the same time, it's like, what if Saudi Arabia does, as the rumor is, fully take over WWE and TKO? At that point, you do have to start like looking at the employees and kind of giving them a side eye.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's not we're not talking about a Saudi a Saudi citizen who happens to be insanely wealthy. You're
yeah,
talking about the government. Like that's a completely different thing with a
yeah,
completely different set of implications. Um, a single billionaire who happens to be Saudi and happens to be ungodly rich due to oil money, is unlikely. He has the power and money to do a lot of things, but he's, I would say, probably unlikely to summarily and under the table execute somebody who doesn't agree with him. Whereas the Saudi government has proven many, many times to just do what they want up and until and past that point.
yeah,
So, like, can you imagine the contract negotiations? That would be like the first contracts that are of the new regime, that would be under Saudi control. Like, uh, how does that go? Because if you don't do what they tell you to, what are they going to do to you?
yeah. I tell you what, man. Like, a lot of these guys have agents.
Yep.
I know a lot of
They
their
better have
agents.
some strong lawyers too.
They're the same people that do from the music agencies that I worked with. So I know a lot of these guys' agents. Like I've talked to them before, for music artists and stuff like that. I not about these guys, but were I them, if Saudi Arabia takes over and they have to do negotiations or whatever, like y'all will negotiate with my agent. You will not talk to me. I will not be coming over there to do this negotiation. You'll do it on FaceTime if you want me to be part of it. Like there'd be a lot of that. And if y'all aren't cool with that, cool, you can cancel my contract. And I will walk to the other company and you'll wish I had stayed.
Yeah.
And because I mean, I'm sorry, but like these guys, any of these guys, Sami Zayn, Bailey, think of the number of coups AEW could get just because Saudi Arabia bought TKO.
Yeah. I think Bailey's already on her way over.
I think that's probably true,
I think
actually.
that's probably the closest we've got to a lock on the next jump
Mm-hmm.
from somebody whose contract is expiring.
Anybody else, it would be a surprise. If it happens
Yeah.
if she shows up, like I'm sure Tony Khan will make it surprising when she shows up.
Yeah, he'll
but
do his best
it's not
to
going to
make it
be
an
a
event.
surprise that it happened. And at this point,
No.
it's been a rumor so long it's the worst kept secret in wrestling.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
much
know,
expected at this
yeah, like
point.
we kind of expect that to happen. And with her friendship with Mercedes, I can't see it not happening. I
Yeah.
really did kind of expect it to be like the women's tag tournament where she showed up. But then again, if they're
Well,
gonna have to take
her,
an L to Tony, it needs to be somebody who's already there, not somebody who's debuting. So I could see
yeah.
with
Well,
AEW.
not only that, but I mean, I'm not exactly sure when Bailey's contract is up, and you can't hold off on doing that tournament forever.
Mm-mm.
You gotta, poop or get off the pot, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think the
So,
Baszler thing was probably possible, but now we got Shafir teaming with Megan
with Megan
Bayne.
Bayne,
Yeah,
which is
so
something
it is
for sure.
it's something. Oh man, we'll
Uh,
talk about that. I bet. Yeah. Oh, I know we will.
yeah, we will.
But
But yeah, I
it's
mean, going
something.
back to the photo, yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. It was like, because of the rhetoric that happens with a lot of online WWE partisans. Oh, Tony fumbled this. It's like Tony
Yeah.
didn't fumble if he's rating all this talent and you're elevating them, because then you clearly see worth in them where AEW also saw worth in them.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they
Like
nobody I don't want to hear that.
every single one of those people in that photo was a champion of some kind
Mhm.
in AEW.
Yeah. Cody, multiple time TNT champion, was
Yep.
not world champion because he chose not to be world champion.
Yeah,
That was the whole deal. He didn't want to be
he
the
didn't want to be
guy.
Jeff Jarrett,
Yeah,
really.
he didn't want to be Jeff Jarrett. That's probably exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Tony Star or
Ricky
Ricky
Saints.
Saints, Ricky Starks,
Um, yeah. FTW
fucking
champion,
FTW champion, multiple time TNT champion,
uh,
world
tag
tag team
champion, Owen
champion.
Hart winner,
Oh, yeah, Owen Hart winner. CM
CM Punk.
Punk,
I don't
real
think we have
world
to go
champion,
there. Yeah.
still the fucking world champion, technically. Still, I mean, when did he
Jade
ever get beat for
Cargill,
that title?
second longest reigning TBS champion.
Longest win
Established
streak.
that title. Yeah.
Like,
Established that belt from the get.
yeah, yeah.
Like, all of these were either highly touted, not necessarily, like, in one case it was a rookie, in another case it was a young up and comer, and in the other two cases, well, one case was a returning veteran who had been a who had been in self exile, and the other one who had forged his own path and helped create the company. These are
Mhm.
not people who were in obscurity, languishing in the lower card in AEW. These were people who had
No,
already had proven track records.
yeah,
So to hear like, oh, Tony fumbled, it's like, no,
no.
no, he gave these people a platform, showed that they had value,
Mhm.
and WWE also saw they had value. You were gonna blame AEW for that? No.
No,
You're gonna blame
no,
WWE for that? No,
no.
because they clearly see similar things in these particular performers.
Exactly. Like I
That's
mean,
all there is to it.
yeah, they made a couple stars. They brought in a couple of older stars. They elevated them. I mean,
Yeah,
Cody. I mean, I won't say that he did his best work in AEW, but he did a lot of great
yeah,
work. You know,
yeah, for sure.
Ricky Starks. Like, you can't tell me that guy wasn't a dynamite powerhouse on the mic, and he was a fantastic wrestler to boot.
Yeah, he just had a bet. Honestly, his biggest issue was he had one bad night against Adam Copeland on the mic, and Adam Copeland just destroyed,
Yeah,
absolutely
made him look
eviscerated
like
him.
a baby,
Yeah, it
a
was
wee
just
baby.
oof,
Yeah,
ooh. He wasn't prepared for that particular fight. He probably thought that Copeland was just gonna roll over and take it on the chin
and that.
because he was the heel and Copeland was the face. And no, that's not the kind of baby face that Adam Copeland
Mm-mm.
is. It really isn't.
Like, y'all have
And
to
he
like.
had when he snapped back, Ricky unfortunately didn't have anything to say.
Yeah,
And that kind of was probably the final nail in the coffin of his AEW, uh, his aura, I guess, his presentation, his
yeah.
how people saw him, his perception. Uh, he was never quite the same after that, really.
No, no, but making a nice swing in NXT. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, pretty
Eh,
much everybody that they've gotten from AEW has been elevated in some way. I mean, even Pillman Jr. is like their like tournament champion or whatever in NXT, something
yeah,
like that.
the Heritage Cup,
They had the
right?
Heritage Cup or something like that. I
Yeah,
think he
that they
still has
imported
it.
from NXT UK. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I think he still has
with
it. So, like,
some of the worst facial hair art I've ever seen on
my
our
gosh,
human
that
being.
guy. He is so outrageous. I love it though. I love how outrageous he is. I do. I don't really watch NXT anymore, but like that was one of my favorite parts of it was him and just how outrageous he is. I don't know if I would even recognize the landscape now if I went back to watch it because they've
Yeah,
changed so much. But yeah, I mean, we've got the original point here is that you know WWE has been hard counter programming AEW even against collisions now with Saturday night's main event, and I didn't even know there was a Saturday night's main
yeah,
event, and it didn't penetrate either of our bubble in like a promotional capacity, like where we would know
yeah,
this is also happening. And the fact that there's like a CM Punk title match, which I still keep my ear to the ground for CM Punk a little bit, um, and I didn't know that that was even happening, seems like a big old L on the WWE
yeah,
side of things as far as promotion goes, especially if their goal is still to actively counter program AEW.
yeah. And the most interesting thing from my perspective is that Saturday night's main event, for the large part, have been laughing stocks.
Oh, they've been
They're
terrible. Yeah.
glorified house shows where nothing significant happened. This one, it seems like they tried really hard. They had a vacant world title up for grabs, and they had a title switch with Jade apparently just beating the crap out of Tiffy for her
Yeah.
belt. Like, it, like it seemed like they tried really hard to actually put on a good show this time
Mm-hmm.
around, and I heard cricket
Yeah. Crickets.
leading up to it.
Yeah.
Like
Nothing.
absolute crickets. Also, is it just me or are they doing a ton of these Saturday night main events now?
I feel like they're doing a lot, and I feel like part of it is to try to counter program AEW on Saturday night
Yeah,
because, and I'm sorry guys, but y'all can try all you want, but your glorified house shows are not beating Collision
yeah,
even, and Collision has been hot as fuck lately, and we'll talk about that more here in a little bit.
yeah. Holy cow!
Like, man, they
I
have
mean,
Tony Khan apparently knows what you're doing, and he's decided to put more effort into Collision due to that. And the last thing
yeah.
you guys want him doing is putting more effort into things.
Well, I think it's that, but it's also the way that the new Nielsen, algorithm is put on it. It's making shows that used to perform well look like they're not performing as well anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how the math works. I'm not Dave Meltzer. I don't know how it
I don't
works.
either.
I don't study that stuff, but from what I understand, that's a concern across the board on TV. I also know that there was some really stiff sports competition, like Game 7 of the World Series was last night. And honestly, I'll say this: my heart wanted Toronto to win because they've never won. They've never
I
won a
was
World
rooting for
Series,
Toronto.
but
Full disclosure.
I'm not upset that the Dodgers won because the way I look at it, it's another proxy war in the Kendrick Lamar Drake feud. And in that case, the right team won. And
Fair.
I'm
That's
okay
fair.
with that.
That's
I'm
fair.
okay with that.
That would be the Drake
Uh,
curse then, though, because Toronto
oh
always wins
yeah,
those championships when Drake shows up, and I'm pretty sure he showed up at one of these games and got booed
probably.
relentlessly, from what I
Yeah,
hear. So, but yeah, apparently, if he shows up at a
yeah,
championship series game, they lose the championship, and that's happened to the Raptors and
yeah,
to Toronto, the Blue Jays now.
yeah.
Unfortunately, and I wouldn't have been mad at you honestly after what fucking President Shitstain said about neither team getting invited to the White House. I was like, I hope they both win. Fuck it.
First time ever. The
First
only
time
way I'd
ever.
be, the only way
Yeah.
I'd be okay with a baseball tie.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I've
no,
never seen one.
point being though is that was heavy competition.
It
This
was.
was this whole postseason rather in for baseball this year was hot. hot, 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 hot,
Yeah,
and like hotter than baseball's been in a long, long time. And yeah, Collision had to go up against Game 7 of the
yeah.
World Series, especially after the previous game went to 18 innings.
Oh gosh,
Like,
dude.
geez Louise. I mean, you want to talk about a hot ticket, World Series Game 7, LA Dodgers, Toronto Blue Jays. That was the hot ticket. That
Yeah,
dominated my skyline more than wrestling did,
yeah. A
which
bunch of my yeah,
considering how I've curated my feed, that's saying something.
yeah. That's how
Like
it is for me
that's
too. Like I woke up to news about the games every day that the
yeah,
series was going on, and I never that never happens. Like
yeah,
I watch football myself. I make posts about football on Blue Sky, and I still don't ever see like maybe one or two other people that comment or even like my football posts.
yeah,
And when the World Series was going on, my shit was like I was hearing names of pitchers I'd never heard before. I was looking up like I was like, who the fuck are these people talking about? And then realized it's a like a
yeah,
pitcher for the Blue Jays, and I'm
yeah.
like,
No,
oh,
they
I
had to
didn't
go
even.
deep into their bench. Both teams
Yeah,
did.
yeah, they did. But like, I mean, I was hearing names I never had to hear before, and was like, what the fuck are these people even talking about? And then realizing later on, like, oh, it's the World Series that is dominating the fuck out of my skyline right now.
Mhm.
And it did for 7 days. It's been nothing
So
but
I'm
baseball.
so I'm thinking maybe, between all that stuff, like maybe Tony was just like, you know what? We're just gonna put on the best collision that we can and just see what kind of penetration we can get. Like that's that. I mean, I think he probably took that. He was probably resigned to the fact that there was no way that he was gonna, wind up in a good position with Collision, a taped Collision
Yeah,
airing on a Saturday night that also happened to have World Series Game 7 on it.
yeah,
Um, Regardless of Saturday night's main event, it just wasn't going to happen. It was not going to happen. So instead, but what I like though is that it appears anyway that instead of just saying, well, I know it's not going to be matter anyway, so I'm not even going to try. No, he decided to look. It looks like he decided to experiment. What's the best thing that I can put on and see how much I can draw with like the best show that I can put on in this spot. I mean, and he's a metrics guy. He's a numbers guy. That's well known. I'm wondering if he didn't see it as an optimal environment for experimentation in that
yeah,
regard,
possibly.
because that seems like the kind of thing that he would enjoy uh finding the result of, honestly.
All right.
Be like, how good, if I can put on something this awesome, I wonder how many people it's going to draw away, and we can kind of adjust what we do from there in the future.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it
Wouldn't
past
surprise
him.
me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously
But
business
speaking
minded.
of,
So,
oh yeah. Speaking of though, how about we get right into Dynamite?
all right. And I mean, we had here we got AEW Dynamite for the 29th of October 2025. We are at
The Burt
the
Ogden Arena in Edinburgh,
Edinburgh,
Texas.
Texas, which is whoo boy south, man. That is about as south as you go in Texas. People will see Edinburgh and be like, "Oh, this must be like some old school town, in the middle." No, no, this is like on the border. There's a reason Mascara Dorada was in the main event on Collision. Okay, guys, like there's a reason
It's
Olympia
because
was
he
on these shows because these
it,
people that there's lucha fans in this crowd way more than there are in other parts of the country.
and importantly, but not most importantly, but importantly still, if they needed to evacuate back to Mexico, they could probably do it pretty easily.
Probably, probably. But we started off the night with the trick or treat tornado tag match between Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia of the Death Riders. And holy shit, man, we really started off quick, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Just really quickly, Daniel Bryan has a Hechicero costume on the entire
Yeah,
show,
it's beautiful.
which is
It's
awesome.
I love seeing him just mark out like the rest of us. It's fantastic.
I do too. When they
It's
first showed
so
him, I was just
cool.
laughing so hard. I was like, "Oh my god, dude! Like he's really dressed up as Zero. Like that's great." And then there's just Excalibur next to him, dressed up normally, like with
Yeah.
his
I
mask.
mean, for him anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this match, dude, was freaking cool, man. I had a good time watching this one. Really, mostly because Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy are basically the complete opposite of one another.
Yeah. In a sense,
And
they are. Absolutely.
yeah, and they have really great charisma and timing between the two of them. Like there was not a
Yeah.
moment of this match where I was like, somebody's missing a spot right here, or
There was
they're a little late on
surprising
that save.
chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything was really well timed between the two of them. And I thought, like, I mean, obviously a well deserved win on their part, but like this match was just a great way to start the show. I mean,
For
immediately
sure.
got me hyped up. I was like, hell yeah, we're getting this already. you know?
Yeah. I thought it was funny that somebody mentioned on my skyline that wow, so Danny Garcia isn't 2 months into this Death Riders uh thing, and Yuta, who's obviously the senior member of the group, has to come out to Garcia's music. Like, oh, that may be some subliminal messaging there. Like, you never know where that's gonna go. But I thought that was fun. I mean, and those two have been, you look at their history, those two are always kind of linked together. So it
Mhm.
doesn't surprise me that they actually have some pretty decent chemistry in the ring as partners and not just as opponents.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, some cool stuff. I like how Orange is working the soul food into his arsenal now
Oh yeah, I love that.
as a shout out to
To Chucky.
his fallen friend Kentucky gentleman Chuck Taylor.
I
Uh,
loved it. I marked out for that a little bit. I was like, hell yeah, soul food.
I like that name, but I still like it better when Gail Kim called it Eat Defeat because it was even more punny because it was twice punny. Like because soul food, okay, I get it. It's the soul of your foot, right? Eat defeat is like, okay, you're eating it because the foot is going in your mouth, and defeat could mean a loss, but which makes sense in a wrestling context, but also the feet.
Defeat.
So like, I always thought that was really fun. Um, and apparently she got his, if I'm not mistaken, she got Chuck's blessing to use that move for herself. Oh no, well, no, I'm thinking Mia Yim. Mia Yim uses that as well, and she's the one who I know for certain got Chucky T's blessing
Oh yeah,
for using that.
that's awesome.
I always thought it'd be interesting if there was a way to do it, and I'm not exactly an athlete, but like I always thought it'd be a cool like if you could do a if somebody could come up with a tornado version, that would be a really cool finish. Like start in the corner and then like put your foot like right under their mouth, and then as you spin around, you would like fall back while wrenching on their arm and pushing up with your foot into their face. Like I thought that would be a really cool finish for somebody. I'm surprised nobody's tried to do that yet. And if they haven't, or if they have and they've chosen not to do it, maybe it's just technically either too dangerous or can't get the timing right, or maybe the physics just doesn't work out. But I
Yeah,
always thought it'd be kind of a cool thing.
a lot of the times when a cool move is set up like that, like they'll try to work out the physics of it, and the physics just doesn't work. Like, unfortunate,
Yeah.
like there's a
Not
lot of
everybody can
like,
be a video game, right?
oh no, dude, straight up, like they're. I don't know about everybody else's trainer, but mine like specifically was like, here's like these few moves from like WWE video games. They're always in the video game in the move sets, and people love them. And you always know a rookie because they come in and they're like, hey, this is my finish, and it's one of these moves. And I'll tell you right now, these moves are like impossible by the standards of physics. If you do this to somebody, you have to really do it, and if you really do it, they're going to get hurt. so
Yeah.
we don't do these. Like, there is a, I can't remember what the name of it is. It's been in wrestling games since like the old WCW NWO games. And it's like this pile driver finisher, like off to the side, kind of like a sit down, like side carry pile driver. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. You can do that if your opponent is much, much, much smaller.
They have to be. Yeah. So like
It
we
does
have,
not work if they are the same size as you.
no,
It
it
just does
doesn't.
not work.
It doesn't work if they're the same size or
Ask
bigger
me
than
how I
you.
know.
But yeah, that's one of those moves. Like if and I have literally walked into a locker room and heard somebody go, "Yeah, my finish is this," and I'm like, "Is that the one where you're the side pile driver?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You cannot do that shit. And if I'm reffing your match and you do that shit, I'll fucking disqualify you. I swear to God." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "You like this here." Come speak to Tony. This is my trainer. He will tell you all about that move and how you're not allowed to do it here.
Yeah.
And like they'd be like, "Oh well, this is my finish." He'd be like, "I don't give a shit if it's your finish. That's not you're not doing it
Yeah.
here."
The problem with it is there's no way for the person taking it to post.
No, you can't post at all, or you
You
break your
can't
fucking
post.
wrist.
Like the whole point of taking a pile driver is that you're holding on to the secret is that you're holding on to
The
the
thighs.
the person the thighs of the person giving it to you.
Yeah, and
And
they're
that's
cushioning
how
your
you
head and
post.
neck with those same thighs. They're keeping you
Yes.
from touching the ground at all.
Yeah.
And
You
if you
can't
can't,
do that when your shoulders are in the way.
yeah,
It's just impossible unless you are a regular sized person and you happen to be a heel wrestling a midget wrestler.
yeah, yeah,
And for
and
the record, don't get mad at me for using that term. That is their preferred term.
yeah, for
That is
wrestlers,
their
it sure
preferred
is.
term.
Yeah, they,
So
yeah, that's what they
it's
call
like the
themselves.
only context in which that word is an appropriate thing
Mhm.
to say. But
Because
yeah,
they'll tell you that. So
yeah, they take
I know a
pride in
few.
it. It's
Yeah, I
pretty
know a
awesome,
few, and they take.
actually.
I know Short Sleeve Samson. He's been on WWE a bunch, and he
Yeah,
definitely. That's what he's. I'm a midget wrestler. He'll tell you that, like straight up.
yeah.
So,
There was a oh, what was it on Spike? I think it
mhm.
aired after Raw when it was still on Spike. For a while. Uh, I think it might have been USA. The Pint Sized Brawlers,
Yeah.
and that was a crazy show. Those guys were nuts.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, they made a point almost every episode to stress, yeah, we're midget wrestlers and we're proud. Like, so please don't come at me
Yeah, yeah.
for
I will
using
not
their
tolerate
preferred
anybody coming in
term.
at him for that one, because I've seen this exact thing that he's talking about. I know it to be real and true. I also have
People
met
have
a
good
lot of these
intentions.
guys, and
Yeah.
still, like, even if I am uncomfortable using that word about little people, those are midget wrestlers. They will tell you that. They'll tell you they're
Yeah.
not uncomfortable being called that, and they'll tell you to call them that. And I have seen that happen. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I will
It
not tolerate
it's
anybody coming after Adam on this one.
people have good intentions. They just don't have the education.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all there is to it.
If a
And
little person asks me not to call him that, I will absolutely not call them that.
absolute, yeah, absolutely respect their wishes.
Yeah. So, yeah, this isn't like
Yeah,
a disrespectful thing, but yeah, this match was fucking great.
yeah, it was a lot
Um,
of fun.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like that was
It
the
was a
thing.
lot of
Like
fun.
that, and that's gonna be the running theme of these two shows is that they were just a lot of fun this week, man. I had a lot of fun
Yeah.
watching wrestling this week, man.
Hmm.
So, uh,
Scorpion Deathlock ends it. It forces you to tap. That would. Uh, I like that he's using that now. That he's inherited that. It's like it kind of is like I feel like it almost should have happened sooner. You know,
yeah,
but I'm kind of glad to a degree that they waited on it until after he got the biggest win of his career with it, because now nobody's going to question it.
yeah.
You know.
Now I don't have it in my notes right here, but is this where the we did the thing? No, that was later during the
Uh,
Moxley and O'Reilly match.
oh, I don't know exactly what you're talking
The
about, but
announcement
the announcement. No, not yet.
that was later. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Um, After this is what? Hook,
Yeah,
right?
Hook
I
comes.
think.
Yeah, we got Hook coming in. He's talking about the four-way shot for the AEW World Championship. honestly, I don't know how Hook became guy number 4 in this, especially with the people who were in it. But
Yeah,
we will talk about later how
yeah,
okay, okay,
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
mad at that decision at all. Uh,
I do think that like his character is, stoic, very, you know, New York gang, almost gangster like.
yeah,
He doesn't say a lot,
no,
and that's kind of the whole point of his character. But if you're gonna have him cut these promos now, if you're gonna have him cut these longer promos, what you need to do is do him a lot. Not really great on the mic.
no,
I
no,
like Hook a lot. I like his presentation. I like what they've done with him so far. I like that he's been presented as, a real up and coming threat. Uh, he's not really all that natural on the mic.
they need to give him more time, but also include Eddie in that time
Yeah,
to give him a foil
give him somebody to
to
bounce
bounce
off.
off of, who
I
is
think
a
I
great
think that's
mic worker, like because
I
Eddie could
feel
ask him
like
the right questions and maybe suss out the stuff that we need
I
to
feel
get,
like the key is maybe having them have real conversations
Yeah,
instead of like this is a promo, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, instead of Eddie being
Like
like, "Hey, we're
'cause
done
that
with your
worked
promos
really
already."
well. That worked really well with Kingston and Moxley
Yeah,
several years ago.
yeah,
So like I feel like a similar thing could really get Hook to open up a little bit. Like I know his character's supposed to be kind of closed off and stoic, but like I feel like he in order to kind of get to he's kind of plateaued, and in order to get to kind of the next level, the next step is to open up what his character is able to show and is allowed to show us of his
yeah.
personality. So, yeah, I think that's, working with Eddie, who is as natural as anybody Eddie will ever see on a mic. I
Yeah.
think that's a really good pairing. I wish that he had been with him here to kind of like hype him up a little bit instead of just Hook on his own. And I would really wish that Eddie was ringside for this match too,
Yeah.
but that didn't
Yeah.
happen either.
I also need maybe Hook needs to sit down with his dad and ask him how to do a killer promo with zero personality. Because his dad did that really successfully from like 94 to 97.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
He's like
I mean, I
zero
could, I could give you,
personality and great
I could give you the
promos.
key to that. Yell
Yell
a
a lot.
lot, and
Survive if I let you.
yeah, yeah,
Have a killer catchphrase, I guess.
yell a lot, and just basically be a bully. That's basically it. Like just dress somebody down while yelling straight at them and crossing your arms.
Yeah,
So
definitely got to cross the arms.
gotta
Towel
cross
on
the
the
arm.
head. Um,
Uh,
after
but
that, we've
yeah,
got. Oh yeah, good.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, okay, after that, we've got Renee Paquette with Don Callis, and she's trying to talk to him about the upcoming summit for the night, but he calls over the Young Bucks, who are obviously distraught. They lost all their money at the casino. They lost the a subsequent match for more money, and then I think another match for more money. And
Yeah, we saw that credit card bill
yeah, we saw that
posted for
bill.
everybody to see.
Uh, but Don Callis is again trying to court them to the Don Callis family, which I think may eventually happen. Mainly because he's like, just think about it. Think about joining the family, and I'll show you what having a family at your back can do. And then he starts screaming, "Hey, you production jobber, come here!" And like,
Yeah,
he
he
tells him,
actually
"You
said production
said
jobber.
production jobber, come here," and tells him, start that special entrance for the Young Bucks that I told you. And the Young Bucks go out, and they've got their EVP music, they've got the ring announcer announcing their right names, they got the right title card, and the most pyro I have seen on a Dynamite in a hot minute. Easily
Yeah,
$10,000 worth of pyrotechnics.
yeah, it scared the crap out of the
It
Bucks.
scared them. Yeah. So Bucks are getting their personalized entrance with the massive pyro display, but that is because they're on their way to the ring for our number one contenders tag team match between the Young Bucks, FTR, Jet Speed, and Jungle Express or Jurassic Express. Sorry. Um, and this was
This was a great match
I
too.
kind of feel bad
Yeah.
for the referee because this was pure chaos.
Oh yeah.
But
Bodies everywhere.
as is any tag match with more than two teams.
Yeah. I
Even
mean, Rick Knox is seasoned though in this
yeah. Oh,
environment.
he knows
This
what
is
he's doing. I mean, but
oh
at the
yeah.
same time, I was like, this poor man has to pay attention to shit on completely opposite ends of him. You know,
Yep.
like
Yep. I loved that there were callbacks to the match they had last week on Collision.
yeah,
Like it's specifically the one where Matt was hanging upside down in the ropes and Nick was gonna do the dive over him, but Cash last week, Cash was like, no, 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 let me do it. And so he hits the ropes and does the typical hero over the
yeah,
ropes on everybody. This week they replicate the same spot and Nick trusts him because that's it paid dividends last week. But
yeah.
this time he took advantage of that trust, drop kicked Matt while he was upside down in the ropes, and then super kicked Nick in the face. Like,
It was
oh,
awesome.
you dastardly heel. I love it. I
Like who's
absolutely
out
love it.
healing who? Like
That
FTR
that
out
was
here
my
out
favorite
healing them.
spot in the match,
I
right
liked
there.
that one. I liked they the Young Bucks getting a shatter machine was pretty cool,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
especially because it looked really good. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
they
You know,
pulled it off
like
real well. Yeah.
yeah. Of course, you know, Speedball and Jet and the Jet are just fucking amazing always, dude. Like,
Yeah.
where did
And
these guys
super
come
over.
from? Like,
Yeah.
these guys like I feel like these guys were cloned in a wrestling related laboratory because there is like how do you get like the look, the aesthetic, the athleticism. Like normally, guys that are the size of Speedball, like their gimmick might be I can kick your head off, but then when they kick you in the head, it doesn't look like it can take it off.
Yeah.
But if Speedball kicks you, it
Yep.
looks like it can take your head off.
I mean, that's the benefit of having an actual martial arts background to back that
Dude,
up.
that like they like Jet is so like he
Every time he jumps, I'm convinced he's going to take flight and just
dude,
leave the arena.
yeah, either leave
Like,
the arena or overshoot. There's so many
yeah,
times I see shit. I'm like, he's going to go way farther than that. What are you talking about?
no,
Like,
but he,
I need RVD to give this man the okay to use the coast to coast
yeah,
and like the Van Daminator and the Van
yeah.
Terminator and shit like that because only this guy could pull off shit like that
The
right
dude
now. Like,
has incredible hops. Like
dude,
he just,
so incredible.
it's ludicrous. If honestly, if Sammy Guevara hadn't already been doing it for years, like I would just gift him that spot where he makes the guy run the ropes, he leapfrogs him, and then he does the backflip leapfrog. Like
Yeah,
because let's be real here, Kevin Guevara do it better.
way better.
Like, but but yeah, I'm impressed by how well those two were kind of a thrown together tag team, have really, really, accepted it and really gelled well together. And this is their identity. Like
Yeah.
this is what we do. We're Jet Speed. This is not, you know, two different guys who really, really, really want to be single stars who see this as a stepping stone. They may well do that, but they're far more. If that is their ultimate attitude, they are hiding it really, really well. They're going all in on the tag team.
If Tony Khan breaks these guys up like classic tag team shit, you know, because I mean, okay, let's be real here. Either of these guys could be Kyle Fletcher's next challenger,
Yeah,
and it wouldn't bother me at all.
yeah, it would rock actually.
Yeah,
It
yes,
would be
it
real
would. It
good.
would be fucking great. Now, but to break them up, you would have to turn one heel. You know how dastardly one of them would have to be for me to not root for them still? Like, one of these
Yeah,
guys would basically have to kill the other one, and
yeah,
then he would have to disappear from TV for like a year and deprive me of that year for me to be mad enough at them to be like, F you.
yeah,
You know, like and they're such nice people that I didn't even actually say the F word.
yeah.
Like, see how much I like Speedball and Kevin Knight? Like,
Yeah.
I can't, like, even when I'm theoretically in my head turning one of them into a dastardly heel,
You can't curse them
I
out.
can't curse them out. Yeah. Like, it's like these guys are going to have to break up amicably for like the first time in wrestling
Yeah.
history. That's going to have to happen because
Yeah.
you cannot, like, nobody is going to not root for Kevin Knight and nobody is going to not root for Speedball. Like, you're like, and nobody's going to believe it if one of
Yeah.
them breaks the other's ankle or something. Like, no one is going to
Yeah.
believe that shit.
Not unless there's
Like,
like
the
some kind of
Speedball wouldn't
slow
do that.
corruption or something like that.
Yeah, it would have to be something like that. Like, it would have to be like
Like if
really
Swerve turned heel
in.
again and took Kevin Knight under his wing or something like that and corrupted him, I could totally buy that.
I could buy it, but it would take time. I would have
Yeah,
it
oh
would
yeah, no, it
have to
wouldn't
be
be
like
a
a
quick thing.
long burn on that one,
Luckily,
man.
they're in the promotion that values that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
they are. So I mean that could happen, but as it stands right now, man, I wouldn't even believe it. I would be in, like, maybe that's why he should do it now. I'll be in complete disbelief.
no.
Like, it would be shocking, and then I would have
It
like,
would be a Russo swerve that actually worked.
yeah, it would be, it would be. Um, Back to the
But yeah,
match though. Fucking
yeah.
man, this was fun, man. This was
Everybody
so
was
fun.
hitting finishers. Everybody. Nick takes a UFO splash, but so he's down and out. But Kevin Knight hops back right up into a shatter machine off the rebound of the UFO, and 1, 2, 3, and that's it. And I kind of figured that this is where they were going when FTR took the loss to Jet Speed last week. It was like,
Yeah,
okay, they're gonna even this off,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, FTR's got to get
Uh
that tag title to finish
Yeah,
the
I
Christian and
I didn't
Copeland
know how
thing.
long they were going to delay it. I don't know how, what the schedule for Adam Copeland's filming is,
Yeah, I'm not sure
but
either.
I gotta you gotta figure FTR is probably walking away with the tag belts, if not at Full Gear, then in a rematch
Yeah, yeah.
because I think Tony wants to give Cope and Christian kind of a token tag title run now that he has both of those guys in his company.
Yeah.
And FTR are the guys to take it for them to take it
Yeah.
from. I
Yeah.
I don't have any issues with that as long as you keep Brodito strong in the loss.
Mhm. Now,
Yeah.
I will say, how awesome is it that, like, I don't know who made the decision. I don't know if it was the Bucks giving their blessing on this decision, or if it was Tony's decision, or if they both were together saying, "Yeah, we should definitely do this." But the BTE trigger is almost as protected as the Rainmaker, and
And
Kevin Knight
Jungle
kicked
Jet.
out of that shit.
Oh yeah, it was Kevin Knight this
Kevin
time. It
Knight
was
kicked out of it this time.
yeah. I kept thinking back to what the pay per view was that we just had uh All Out,
Was it all
right?
out? Yeah,
All Out,
yeah.
and Jungle Jack kicking out of it, and I was like, "What?"
Mhm. Yeah, it almost blew my mind as much that Kevin Knight did it. Like, I was like, they
Yeah,
just let
on a
Kevin Knight kick.
Dynamite,
Yeah, on a Dynamite, a random free television event. Kevin Knight got to kick out of one of the most protected finishing moves in the business, and I was like,
and I
that's
thought it
fucking
was.
cool, man.
It's not only great for Knight, but it's great for storytelling for the Bucks
Mm-hmm.
because that's just one other like little notch into their bedpost of uh insecurity.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
this
dude, I didn't even
doesn't
realize
this
that, but
doesn't even
yeah,
work. This doesn't even work on this freaking guy.
this guy, yeah,
Maybe
ooh,
we should really consider Don Callis' offer because if
yeah,
we can't even finish off these freaking rookies with our finish anymore, maybe we need backup, you
dude,
know,
man, that does have some heavy implications, doesn't it,
right?
man?
They're
I didn't even
God. I
think
mean,
about it being that
Young
heavy,
Bucks
but
don't get the credit they deserve for thinking of those like those little tiny things. They're so subtle. Like for a big flashy tag team that does a lot of flips and stuff, they don't get the credit for the subtle storytelling that they do in their matches.
obviously not, because like I didn't think of them as subtle storyteller guys, but this is not the first example of this that I've seen. So I mean, fuck. I mean, but here I am, over the last few weeks, like really becoming a Bucks fan. It's fucking wild. And
Yeah, I wouldn't have called that a year ago.
no, no, a year ago you'd have been like, nah, fine. As soon as they come back, Aaron's gonna be pissed. And when they came back, I was like, these smarmy fucks. And then everything just worked out in such a way that I was like, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah,
Haha, that oh shit, this is legitimately funny. And now that I'm not hate watching them, because I mean,
they're
let's
winning you
I'll
over.
be
Yeah,
there. Yeah, they are. They're the little storytelling shit that they do, the callbacks they do to previous matches, the things that like I get, like I understand suddenly
yeah,
why so many people love the shit out of these guys. I get it. I get it.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to go so far as to be like, I love the Bucks, but I
yeah.
get why other people do. I certainly understand now. And that makes me, you know, feel more connected, I guess, to this particular fan base where,
That's cool. I like that.
you know, but it's fucking, I, this match was so fun. And just that, like, little shit like that, man. Like, Kevin Knight gets the kick out of the BTE trigger, like,
Yeah. Yeah,
what are we
yeah, like
doing on
Knight
random
Knight didn't get the
dynamites?
win, but like he got to kick out of their finish, which is
Yeah. He
not
gets to look
nothing.
strong in defeat for
Yeah.
sure. And that continues the viability of Jet Speed as a tag team. I mean, we're
Yeah,
looking at
yeah. I
guys who
remember
will
these
be the tag team champions eventually. They will.
Kevin Knight hasn't even been with the company for a year yet. I think
Nope.
Jets beat I think what's his face? Speedball has just about been here a year,
Maybe.
I think. It was he debuted around the time of the Continental Classic, so it's got to be like if it's not a year, it will be a year soon for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Kevin Knight, I think he's been what, February
Yeah. February or
or
so.
so? Thereabouts, I want to say.
Yeah. Somewhere around
I
there.
could be wrong, but I don't think I think it was sometime in 2025 that he debuted for AEW.
Yeah. Because
So,
it was like, who is this guy? And oh, wow, this guy's really good. And now he's on the tag team with Speedball. Okay.
yeah.
And at first I was just like, oh, they don't have anything to do with these guys. And then now I'm like,
Yeah,
great move.
quietly they've been rebuilding their tag division and they're a really really big part of that division.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, After that, we got a call back to Collision for last week where they kind of recapped Adam Page's uh promo from Collision last week. And then after that, we've got our Don Callis Family Summit, which is weird because they all come out together except Takeshita.
I mean, they do explain.
But then
They
they say he's not here.
they say he's not here because of travel issues.
Yeah.
Uh, I half expected them to reveal that Okada cut his brake line or something. Which considering they haven't done that later on, I travel issues are just travel issues, I guess.
Yeah.
Not, attempted murder. Uh,
A video of Okada like flying a drone
yeah,
over the plane so
but
it can't
yeah,
go anywhere.
almost the entire family was there. The exceptions being the ones who are injured. Trent, I mean, Trent technically counts as an injury because his
Yeah.
arm is still busted up. He's going to be ready to go by Full Gear though, because I know that he and Rocky are going to take on Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall
Yeah.
or Marshall. So,
Marshall.
you have to figure by then he'll be okay, but he wasn't okay for this one. And Andrade for legal reasons.
Oh God.
Uh, so,
That bullshit. Like
uh,
we really got it. Like Tony Khan, man, just get your lawyers on it, dog, and I'm sure they are. But like,
oh, I'm sure.
you give them a few extra hundred
I
thousand
want, yeah,
dollars and just like fix this out.
I want Andrade on AEW television again,
I do
like
like
as soon as possible.
anytime now. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if you
anytime.
could make it back in time for him to re-enter the Continental Classic, that would be
That would be
great.
fantastic. Yeah, he
Uh,
would be great. The
but
Continental.
I mean, he was great in the first one.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, they went, they started without Takeshita. They said, he's got travel issues, but we're gonna start without him. And it was like it was like some kind of like school presentation.
Yeah, it seemed like a
You know?
bad corporate retreat presentation or something.
Yeah, yeah, like that. It had that kind of feel to it, which, considering their heels, isn't necessarily a bad thing that it came off so like lame and propaganda-y and corny and like but yeah, like Rocky, Don Callis, he poses, he asks his family to, for the audience in attendance and for the viewers watching at home, pose the four questions. Question one: Who is the Don Callis family? Rocky Romero comes up and he's like, "Oh, the largest group in wrestling," and then he unveils the most homoerotic
Oh
painting
my
yet.
God, dude.
It
This
was
thing.
everybody, including the injured people, except Andrade in this photo, or in this painting rather.
Yeah.
And it was glorious. It was fantastic. Every single time they unveil a new painting, and it's obvious that the heels don't get how homoerotic it is, it makes it funnier and funnier.
Yeah.
Like the lack of self-awareness is so enjoyable to me. Question number two is what is the Don? What the first one was who. The second one is what is the Don Callis family all about? And it was or it was Josh Alexander, I think it was,
Mhm.
that introduced this, and he basically just threw it to the Tron, and they had a really cool video package highlighting like most of their major moments and specifically destroying Kenny Omega. Uh, Question three went to Kyle Fletcher. Why does the Don Callis family do what they do? And he took out this piece of paper from his pocket that had this like contract that they all signed on entry into the family, basically
This was like the
swearing
Scout's
their,
Oath, dude. This was
yeah,
basically
it
just
was
a
like
ripoff of the Scout
s
Oath.
swearing allegiance to Don Callis and the family, and basically saying that uh I mean, I'm paraphrasing here. What it really said was that Don Callis was like the most important member, but you all cover each other's backs too.
Yeah,
Like
pretty much.
that was pretty much it. But before they could go any further, Takeshita gets his own entrance, and his travel issues seem to have been overcome, and he comes to the ring, and he immediately squares up with Okada, and they're like, "Oh boy!" And you can tell that the fans are into this. They really want to see this. I
Yeah.
mean, they've been building it to varying degrees for a year or so.
Yeah.
Like, Okada only joined the family over the summer, but like they've been teasing this match for a while.
Yeah.
And everybody's into it. Callis, he takes the cash that he's like, you're the alpha, but now this is an entire family of alphas. And, there's some push and pull, and that's to be expected, but this is a family, so I'm gonna need you to kind of stand down here. Uh, and then question four is like, how is Don Callis himself answering is how does the Don Callis family succeed? Uh, Basically, it's you just do what I say. There is no I in team, but there is an I in family. I haven't expected him to say there is an I in callous. Uh, but yeah, so he's still, he hyped up Takeshita saying that, you were my first. And he messed up the line delivery. I think he meant to say you were the first in, but I can always have you be the first kicked out, which to be fair wouldn't be true because he kicked out Hobbs first. But uh what he actually said was the last out, but he said it in like a threatening tone. Like he would say on Collision on commentary, I want him to be the last out. Meaning the opposite, being that like when this is all over, I want him to have been here the entire time. But in this instance, he meant to say that, basically you're my firstborn, but I will disown you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
uh,
chuck you over the I'll Spartan chuck you over the cliff
yep.
there, babe.
I'll yeet you, and not in the way that Jey Uso wants to. Um, but yeah, he essentially begs Takeshita to make up with Okada and shake his hand. And Takeshita, oh gosh, this moment was great. He really, really doesn't want to, but he owes Don Callis everything. You can see that he actually does care about Don, and he actually does feel loyalty to him. And so he puts his pride aside. The real sticking point of this was Don Callis saying that it was a matter of honor.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's kind of cliche, Japanese people and their honor, but it hit the note.
Yeah.
And so he holds out his hand, and Okada looks at his hand. He holds out his hand parallel to Takeshita's, and then slowly brings it up to flip him off right in his face. And then everything breaks down. And everybody's holding everybody back, and Okada just has this grin on his face.
Oh God, if he ever grinned at
Oh,
me like that in person, I might have to hit him. Like it's such a
he's
cunty
got.
fucking grin, dude.
I know, and
Oh,
it's the
it's
best.
the best.
It
Yeah, like he's such a
it
like.
worked
I'm sorry,
perfectly
but
for
like,
this.
like I know people don't like that word, okay, but like Okada's a cunt. That's his character, and he's fucking great at it.
Yeah,
He's great at being a
I don't
cunt.
understand. Like, I get wanting big match Okada, 7-star Okada, whatever, proper Rainmaker, whatever you want to call him. I
Hmm.
get that, but this is my favorite version of Okada.
Oh, by far,
Like
dude.
he,
Oh,
like even with all the humor built, like I love the humor built in, like the whole
yeah,
bitch thing. Like I love that stuff. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I'm so sorry. All of it. Give me all of it because it's all part of it and it's all the best.
yeah.
It's
It's
all the
great.
best. People
It's
who
so
who
good.
thought that he was just an in-ring performance machine clearly didn't see the kind of character performer that he could be. And clearly the Bucks knew it because they're like besties. I mean, what else can you call somebody who will go into your bag, sneak into your bag, and try on your gear while you're out of the locker room, so that you can come in and discover them in your gear? Like, especially with the gear that the young Bucks would wear with all the tassels and all that stuff. Like this is a guy who clearly is he's a goof, as has been described by other people who are more eloquent than me on Blue Sky. He is a gigantic goofball trapped in the body of one of the best wrestlers to ever do it.
That's a fair assessment.
Like like he was so good here. And Takeshita had that fire underneath him too. And because he did this too, like it's very clear. I mean, it was very clearly meant to entrench Takeshita's turning face because like he did the thing, he put his pride aside. He did what was asked of him, and Okada was still a bastard to him. Like
Yeah,
he didn't do what he clearly thinks he's above even Don Callis's expectations. And he made that clear by what he did here. So as when they pulled them apart, Callis is like, okay, well, clearly we need to work things out here. I'll take responsibility for this, and I'm gonna make you two work together. So you, Takeshita, and you, Okada, will team up once again this week on Collision. They didn't give opponents right away, but when we found out the opponents, boy, was that interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was.
would eventually be revealed that they would be taking on Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. So you never ever really have two teams that, unless you're doing like, oh, these are like two title programs and oh, everybody's in the match and nobody can get along. You don't usually have two tag teams that have issues within each other
Yeah,
facing each other. You don't
yeah,
usually have that. These are two very separated stories. They're not overlapping at all. There's not a belt on the line that all four of them are chasing. They're not it's they're not like, authority figure. Oh, this is a team of heels and this is a team of faces. One guy from each one of you is going to team up with the other guy. And so it's a heel face team and a heel face or any shenanigans like that. This was just two proper teams of guys that are having issues with each other, and it was I don't know, I can't speak for anybody else, but it intrigued me when they finally announced that.
Go.
I was
I
very
was definitely
excited to see
intrigued.
that one.
I was super excited for that one. It yeah, I was like, how is this gonna work? Because like that,
Yeah.
they all hate each other. After that, we got Olympia calling out Mercedes Moné for Collision, based on her win over Taya Valkyrie last week's Collision. So we'll have that CMLL World Championship match on Collision. And then after that, we've got Renee Paquette backstage with Chris Statlander, basically talking about what happened last week with crashing Mercedes' party. And she
Yep.
basically just says, if you're here tonight, I'm here tonight. So if you got anything you want to say to my face, you go ahead and get that
Yeah.
done.
You know where to find me.
Yeah. She's like, if you can't have trouble looking for me, I'm the one holding the title you don't have, which was a
Yeah.
great line.
That
Oh,
is a
it was
great
great.
line. Yeah. I think after that was match three, right?
Yeah, we have Moxley and O'Reilly.
You know, immediate rematch, and I was
Immediate.
so looking forward to this one too. And it
Me
didn't
too.
disappoint. It was somehow much different from the first one, but still just as good.
Oh, it was so good.
Like
It
Kyle
was so
O'Reilly
good.
came with his kicking pants on
Dude,
for
no
sure,
shit,
because he
right?
was kicking John Moxley like crazy. And Moxley unlike the week before, he was a little bit more aggressive. I mean, he was definitely avoiding the submissions again, but he was trying a little bit more to work his game plan. But Kyle O'Reilly was having none of it.
None of it.
None of it. And
Zero.
like Kyle looked like a killer in this match for the second straight week. He looked like the guy of all the guys to have John Moxley's number, given
Yeah.
his positioning on the card. Nobody would have thought it would have been Kyle O'Reilly, but they ever going out of their way to make Kyle look real good. And you got to think that this is because of he's being a beneficiary of Swerve and Osprey being out for there being openings further up
Yeah.
the card.
Yeah.
So well, and also to build to the match that they would announce very soon after this.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like this unfortunately uh didn't lead to a clean win for O'Reilly, but I don't think anybody really expected that.
No.
I will say I think most people expected John Moxley to cheat to win, but we didn't get that either.
No, I
So
actually expect even during the match, I was expecting like right at the end here, I was expecting O'Reilly to actually get uh to catch a Death Rider or something through that chair.
yeah, now yeah,
I
I
totally
could
thought
see
that
that.
was coming, and this
Yeah,
surprised the shit out of me because I was like,
double count.
"What's
Yeah,
happening?"
the crowd didn't like the double count out
No, I
finish,
don't think they
but
appreciated it at all.
Moxley had been beating up Kyle, but Kyle caught a guillotine choke on him on the outside, and Aubrey counted them both out.
Yeah,
Um, uh, Danielson did a pretty good job of explaining that if he let go of that guillotine choke, he still wasn't making it back into the ring
yeah,
because of the way that he'd been worked over. He probably didn't have the energy, so you might as well just choke him out just to show that you could do it,
yeah,
and at the very least prevent Mox from getting the win. But yeah, the live crowd wasn't. They wanted a proper finish. And I think that's why they had Marina Shafir absolutely completely lay out Aubrey Edwards after this
golly, didn't
to
she
to
do, man?
get
Holy
the
crap!
story back on track. With that, and there's a nitpick that I have. Like Marina Shafir decked Aubrey Edwards, the most beloved official in this company. It was the right thing to do to get the heat back on course after the dodgy finish. I get that. But later on in this show, we learn that Penelope Ford is going to need Tommy John surgery. on her elbow, and so she can't be there for either the women's tag team title tournament or Blood and Guts, which breaks my heart for her. Um, and that Megan Bayne needed tag team partner, and here comes Marina Shafir. How come she wasn't like fined
or
or
suspended.
suspended or prevented from being in this tournament?
No idea.
As she wasn't uh, punished at all, like at all. Like
Seems like she was rewarded.
yeah, like it just doesn't make sense. Like it is established canon in AEW that if you hit the referee on purpose, there usually are fines that follow.
Yeah,
Like they didn't say anything about Moxley paying a fine or anything like that. He certainly wasn't suspended, but I think maybe you could kind of like chalk that up as to like nobody wants to like mess with the Death Riders or something. I don't know. I mean, that's thin. That's thin reasoning to me. Like that's the only thing that makes halfway decent sense, and even then, it doesn't seem to hold up in my mind.
no, not
But like
really.
Marina, all of a sudden she's taking Penelope Ford's place in both this and the Blood and Guts match.
Yeah,
Like, uh, is Aubrey like I really hope that Aubrey is the official for that match and that she gets her revenge somehow on Marina in that match.
that would be great.
I think that would be a great way to shift the tide into the babyface side of things, and justify their win, uh, and put a tie a bow on that storyline beat because it this was an oversight in the storytelling. Like, where is the justice for Aubrey Edwards?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Where is the justice? I have no like. Yeah, that bothered me a little bit because like FTR's done that, got fined. Other
Yep.
people have been
And
suspended.
suspended, yeah.
Yeah, like it's yeah. We something. Hopefully, there's some development on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unlike Tony to delay those kinds of things, either because he had plans for him later or he got, I mean, I have to think, at least in some of these cases, it just slipped his mind. It got brought up to him, and then he decided to do something about it. Be like, okay, well, let's retcon this a little bit so it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better to think about that ahead of time, but if I would rather have you retcon it to make it make sense than to not address it and to just drop it as if it never happened. This is not the fandom to do that with.
no, no. We
This
remember
this ain't
shit.
WWE. This is why we like AEW as an alternative, is because they don't do that crap most of the time.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's unavoidable, but most of the time, but yeah, this led to a whole schmoz afterwards. Uh, Death Riders hit. Claudio lays out Kyle O'Reilly as he was just he had that goofy look on his face after Aubrey got laid out. Like that bug-eyed look that he gets. It's so charming and endearing. Like because he's such a lovable goofball, and he could totally rip your tendons off your bones, but like
Yeah.
uh, it's he's a goofy guy at heart. But he gets blasted by Claudio. All the Death Riders hit the ring, and then the conglomeration comes to make the save. Uh Darby says that the Death Riders haven't suffered enough, which is true.
That's true.
Like I thought that after making Moxley quit, that's like, okay, we're gonna see the cracks you're showing, and
And there have
you
been no
can
cracks.
kind of saw it a little bit in the way Marina Shafir acted on the outside during the first O'Reilly Moxley match,
Mhm.
but it was subtle, and they didn't follow up on it yet.
No.
Uh so like yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I agree. They haven't suffered yet. Um, he hands it to Mark Briscoe, says that there's some fake tough guys You always run, when times get tough and everything. But we've been talking, we've got a plan, and we challenge you. And Orange Cassidy's gonna say it. And Orange is handing the mic, and he immediately just doesn't want to do it. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's just like,
can I
no,
not? I don't
no.
want to do this. Like, can we not? But he gets pumped up by Mark Briscoe, and he's like, blood and guts, like just like that.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, this is
Uh,
fine, blood and guts. uh, I thought it was. This will be the first time that they do two blood and guts matches on the same night.
yeah.
Um, I think it's kind of weird. The team that they have facing the Death Riders is it's kind of weird. It almost doesn't seem like the right guys are in it. Like because you've got Paragon and you've got OC and you've got Briscoe and you've got Darby. It seems like even with the matches Kyle O'Reilly and Moxley have had, that Paragon just doesn't really fit here.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like it should be bigger names, but we don't have them because everybody's injured.
Yeah.
So it's,
I would
I
like
mean,
to see an appearance from Eddie Kingston
yeah,
in this
but like
match. Even though he's not
you,
in it, I would like to see
I'd like to
him.
see him after.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him like either be the deciding factor that nobody, planned for, or you know,
He's
have him like
gonna.
have after, you know,
He's gonna. I got it. Okay. Okay. So Marina's in
mm,
the women's blood and guts match, right?
yeah,
Paragon, OC, Darby, Briscoe, Yuta, Garcia. I mean, it could be Pac, but Pac hasn't been there. If it's Gabe Kidd, it's definitely gonna be Eddie because Gabe broke Eddie's
right,
leg.
right. Um,
Man, oh
I th
man.
I think they're gonna keep it 5-on-5 though, and I think it's gonna be Pac.
I think it would be
Uh,
Pac, but if Gabe Kidd makes an appearance, I fully expect to
I
see
don't know
Eddie
if Gabe's
Kingston.
ready to come back from his injury.
Oh yeah, he got
Um,
in. Well, did he get injured or is he in
I think he
pieces on the
did.
Memphis street?
Oh well, I mean, he's clearly
In
in pieces
canon,
all
he's
over
been drugged to
Philadelphia.
death. Yeah, in canon, he's been drugged to death. So,
Yeah,
we'll see if he comes back with like stitches or whatever.
yeah. I don't know. I think that they're gonna want to keep this one 5-on-5 though,
Yeah,
because they would later announce that the women's match, and the way they did this so weird too. Like it's a little bit later on this show, but we'll talk about it here. Um, it seems weird that they're like they Tony Khan has a major announcement about the expanded field for Blood and Guts, as if like it was a thing that had been announced that everybody knew about. Oh,
yeah.
there's an expanded field. Tony Khan will talk about it later. It's like no, it's like he's going to talk about this thing that is implied that he already was priming us for, but no, he wasn't doing that. Like when they said it that way, it was like what expanded field? What are you talking about? What
Yeah, I was like, what do you
was
mean?
when did this happen?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's gonna be Megan Bain, not Penelope Ford. It'll be Marina Shafir,
Mhm.
Mercedes Monet,
I did not expect that one.
and Dem Spooky Bitches
Yeah.
versus Harley. Good for her, by the way. Good for
Yeah.
her getting in this match. She totally deserves it. Willow Nightingale, Queen Aminata, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and
And
Tony
Tony
Storm.
Storm. Yeah. And the
That's a
craziest
match.
thing is when we previewed these teams, I'm pretty sure all of those people were in our preview, but we didn't say all of them were going to
Except for
be in the
Marina.
match.
I don't think either one of us called
Yeah, I don't
Marina.
think we call Marina. Honestly, I think I didn't call Marina because I kind of was kicking around the idea that she might be in the men's blood and guts match
Yeah, with the Death Riders,
with the Death
I
Riders.
could
I
totally
could
have
see
seen
it.
that.
Yeah.
I could
But
totally see it and buy it.
yeah, but other than Marina, like at least the 11 of these people, we were like, yeah, any of these could be in the
Yeah, these
match.
combinations.
But we
Yeah.
didn't mean all of them, Tony. I mean, thanks. But
Yeah.
we didn't mean all of
I mean, to
them.
be fair, we didn't think that he'd change the structure so that it'd be 6 on 6 either.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. And that kind of makes me wonder how we're gonna like if we're gonna actually only get 5 and 5 with the Death Riders.
I don't know. Part of me is wondering if this was the plan all along or if it was in relation to a little bit of the backlash that he thought that they would get from doing, the men's blood and guts too.
Yeah.
Because like I remember when it was, in the moment, initially, it was like, the feeling, at least on Blue Sky, was like, oh God, women can't have anything for themselves. You have to do anything, the men have to do it too. I'm
Hmm.
wondering if maybe that was thought ahead of time. Okay, well, we want to do this thing with the death right. You can't. I mean, if you think about it, really, how can you have blood and guts and not have the Death Riders in the blood and guts match?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
really,
mean,
like it's a missed opportunity if you don't do it.
yeah,
Um, I mean, it's the Death Riders. It's in their name. It's kind of what they're about.
yeah.
Um,
What they do.
but you know, I'm wondering if maybe it's like, okay, well, we got to make sure that we don't disappoint people with the women's match. So, let's make it 6 on 6 and have literally every top name in AEW in this match.
Yeah,
I would consider Athena, but she's more ROH at this point, really.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
uh, I feel like the women's match still needs to go on last. It still needs to be second. It's now a bigger match because
yeah,
of literally more people, and it's
yeah,
also historic, and you need to do that. And honestly, I feel like if I could make a a plea, if I could plead my case to the men in the other blood and guts match, don't go completely all out.
yeah,
Give the ladies something that they can exceed. Not that they couldn't, but I want to hedge the bets. I want people talking more about the women's blood and guts match after it's done than the men
yeah,
because it's more important. So, yeah, are you asking me if I, as a booker, would put my finger on the scale to make sure that that happened? Yes, I absolutely would
yeah,
because sometimes the ends justify the means. I totally expect those women and trust those women to go out there and have an absolute war. But I'm going to do everything in my power as a booker to make sure that it's remembered that way. So you put it on last, have more people in it, and you tell the boys, okay, I know you all are insane. Dial it back just a little, just a little. And if that's a hot take, so be it. I accept that. And if people want to, call me out if they feel like I'm not trusting the women enough, I can see where you're coming from too. But for me, I feel like the more important thing is that the women get the spotlight, and I would be willing to do anything to make sure that they're the ones that are being talked about at the end
yeah.
of the night. And if I have to fudge things to make it happen, I'm gonna fudge things to make it happen. And I don't take that back. I'm not gonna take that back.
No, no. It needs to be a bigger deal, especially for being the first one.
Yeah.
And I think by adding, 2 world champions to the mix, because Mercedes is still a world champion, a
Yep.
couple of them,
It's true.
um, it's a bigger thing. There are 0 titles in the men's, I'm
Yep.
pretty
It's
sure.
true.
So yeah, I mean, this is a bigger deal. Period. It's got both the women. It's got 2 women's world champions in it, and then the previous women's world champion, and probably the next couple also.
Likely.
Yeah. So I mean,
I
yeah, let's
mean,
treat it accordingly.
some combination of those women are going to be the first women's tag team champions as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. After that, we've got Mercedes and Statlander. we kind of just catch up to them and they're already fighting it out. And
As you do.
Statlander, Monet kind of drags Statlander out to the arena. Statlander turns it around, slams Monet on the edge of the ring, rolls her in, and is going to get in with her. And Athena shows up, and Athena hits her with. I mean, she gets hit with a backstabber, an O face, and then gets put in the um, statement maker. But then Willow and Harley show up, and
Yeah.
they're kind of jawing back and forth with Monet and Athena because that's the tournament match is these two
Right.
teams.
But
So
Willow and Stat still kind of have some friction in there, and it's like,
mm-hmm.
yep, okay, yes, simmer, simmer.
Yeah, simmer just a
Let
little.
this, yeah, just a little bit. Put the heat on low. Uh,
Yeah. After that, we've got
uh,
our first women's world championship tournament quarterfinal. The Sisters of Sin, Sky Blue and Julia Hart, against Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata. And
and it was okay.
um,
It wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be.
I, well, I mean, I don't, what is going on? Like, I mean,
Well, you had
I mean, the ending I think is still going to be the same of this tournament, but like, I wouldn't have called them beating Aminata and Hayter at
I
all.
did. As soon as they got the win in that four-way last week, I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, they're only doing this to establish them as a team and to make you think that they're going to be having some momentum, but them spooky bitches, they that means that they're going to go on. And they should cuz they're, not a thrown together tag team.
Yeah, they are an actual tag team. Yeah,
Plus, they're the only one who have a heater on the outside to do some cheating, like what happened here. Tekla, outside the referee's nose, launched a big old spear at Jamie Hayter while she was on the outside, so that Queen Aminata could be set up for an assisted like swinging boss man slam Uranagi thing.
yeah,
So it wasn't their gore double gore buster super kick thing. It was something different.
yeah,
Um, but I'm okay with that. Like I was like, okay, they want to make Jamie Hayter and Queen Amina look like they're contenders in this. Give them a win heading for it, knowing that they're gonna lose. So the bracket now means that the Sisters of Sin go up against the winner of Monet and Athena versus Willow and Harley. And that's where I think you get your upset. I think the baby faces go over there only to lose to the Sisters of Sin.
mm. By some kind of shenanigans,
Oh
probably.
yeah, Tekla involving related shenanigans. I think Tekla gets involved there, and then by the time they face Mina and Tony in the finals, they'll have an answer for Tekla on the outside.
Yeah,
That'll be the story. It's like Tekla
probably one of the
has
aforementioned
caused
ladies.
them to get to the has been the linchpin of this thing to get them to it. Tony and Mina have to be mindful of that and have a plan. They do. They enact it. It leads them to being the first champ.
So after that, we've got Megan Bain backstage with Tony Schiavone. Penelope
Yep.
Ford announces that she's torn her UCL in her right arm and that she can no longer be in the tag team tournament or any of that stuff. So,
And you could
um,
tell she was heartbroken. She was fighting
yeah,
back tears
I feel so
at
bad
the
for
beginning of
her.
it. Oh God, like the timing on this was just the worst. It
Worst
happened
timing, dude.
right as she was about to
Yeah, it's so shitty. It's
so
so
bad
shitty. Heart goes out to you, Penelope. I hope you're,
for
I hope
real.
you heal well, and I hope that you get back with us because that's some bullshit. Um, but Bane then asks, like whoever wants to make history and build an empire should step forward. And then Marina Shafir shows up, and John Moxley's like appears between the two of them, and is like,
Like
ooh,
it was so
like,
goofy.
yeah, yeah. Why is
And I
Moxley
was like,
being so
what?
goofy?
Like, why? I love the fact that he's going out of his way to try and put over as many people as he can, specifically women. But like, this was tonally just weird.
Yeah, it was just weird. He's just like, oh,
Like he just went to a double count out on somebody who he clearly now fears. And
Yeah.
now he just pops up in this thing and be like, "Oh, look at these. Oh yeah, spank me, mommy."
Yeah.
I don't know.
He just like popped up. He's like, I'm scared roused.
It was real weird, and I can't say that I didn't like it, but I can't say that I liked it either. It was real strange.
It was strange. But you know what I did like was what came next. And that was our four-way number one contenders match for the AEW World Men's Championship. Samoa Joe versus Hook, Bobby Lashley, and Ricochet. And okay, so I said earlier, I don't know how Hook became guy number four for this match, but I'm not upset that he was guy number four for this match. Hook and Lashley was freaking crazy. Like I was like, what is going on? Like this,
Yeah,
like he's okay. First of all, he high crotched and slammed Samoa Joe, which is difficult even if he's
yeah,
helping you.
yeah. He's
Okay,
a 310 pound man.
he slammed Bobby Lashley at one point. He slammed Ricochet, which I expected to happen, but like
Yeah,
he also kicked out of Ricochet's 450.
yeah,
Like Hook was really like kind of the linchpin of the whole match. Like he was,
yeah.
if
He
you
was
had told me
definitely
he was the one out there calling everything, I wouldn't think any differently because it seemed like he was involved in everything to the point where he may have been the guy passing all the messages and doing all the calls because he was the one interacting with everybody the most out of
yeah,
it. You know, like the other guys interacted with each other, but like
yeah.
I think like Ricochet and Joe didn't really have a lot of time together, and
No, I think they wanted to avoid the heel on heel stuff.
yeah, and Lashley kind of like him and Hook had a little bit more time than him and Ricochet did, even though he actively hates Ricochet. So it was like like they positioned Hook to take like all the heat
Yeah,
basically.
Hook was like put in the position where it very much played into his character. He had a target in Samoa Joe, but he was willing to fight anybody.
Oh yeah, I thought it was
Like,
funny because Bobby Lashley was like trying to be his
calm
friend.
down.
Calm down. She's trying to be his friend and like hang it, like give him advice and stuff, and like he just walks up and socks him in the mouth. And I was like, all
Yeah,
right, Hook,
and
okay.
boom. Yeah,
That guy eats
uh,
more weight than you and meat every day. I'm positive,
it's true.
and you are hitting him. Okay,
Yeah, but yeah, Hook definitely maximized his minutes, and like I was I I saw the little bit of storyline there with him, having left the ops and whatever, but like I felt like his storyline reasoning for being in this match was kind of thin,
yeah,
but I'm not disappointed with what we got from
no,
him or from anybody.
no, this is a
And
great
like
match.
this was fun. This was a lot of fun. And an unexpected finish, not in the winner, but how it happened. Like
Mhm.
uh Ricochet was hit Bobby Lashley in the back with a chair while he was on the apron.
And Lashley
And
was just not having
Bobby
it.
just completely no sold it and chased Ricochet up the ramp. By the time he was done, Samoa Joe had this was after, by the way, Bobby Lashley had hit um Samoa Joe with the spear while having Hook up on his shoulders for the muscle buster, so that when he hit the spear, he also caused Joe to hit the muscle buster on
On Hook,
Hook.
yeah,
Which was a great spot, even if it the spot was delayed. It seemed like Bobby was a little late for it, but Joe, I thought, did a great job of stalling by selling the leg.
yeah.
He was like kicking
He
at,
stumbled
like
just a
trying
little
to like,
bit.
stumble a little bit, like
Yeah,
kind of like trying to shake the cobwebs out of his knee, like that. I thought for as far as like stalling is concerned, you could definitely do worse.
yeah, yeah,
And then Bobby hit the lightest spear that you've ever seen.
yeah. It was not a very
But
impactful
it did
spear.
well. I mean, he had to protect himself though. He didn't want both of those guys crashing down on his head.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I can forgive that. The visual of it was pretty cool though, because I love combination moves like that. When one guy causes the other guy to hit a move on a third guy, I love that stuff. It's that I love that kind of creativity in my wrestling.
Yeah.
Um, it was after that, sometime after that, Bobby looked like he was gonna clean up. Ricochet did the thing. He followed him to the outside, but by the time he had gotten inside, Joe had Hook in the red rum or in the Coquina clutch rather, and Hook tapped.
Yeah. And the look on Lashley's face was like, you couldn't wait 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I was coming, kid. Like, he was basically yelling it at him. Like, I was coming. Wait, what the?
Well, which in and of itself was funny because Bobby Lashley kind of stalled on the apron too. So it was
Yeah.
like kind of a I don't think Hook could see or sense Bobby on the apron
No.
when he got up there, which would have been the optimal time for him to tap. I
Yeah.
think Joe probably had to tell him, "Hey, he's there. That's your cue." And
Yeah.
then he tapped as Bobby was trying to stall on the ring apron because it looked like because he was on the apron for I mean, it wasn't an eternity, but it was noticeably longer than he needed to be out there or
Yeah.
should have been.
As quick as we know
And
he can move, he should have been in the
yeah,
ring already.
he should have been in the ring like
Yeah.
ages ago. So I think that was just a matter of Samoa Joe is just a big man, and when he's got you in a rear naked choke, you cannot see around you.
No.
Your peripheral vision is not good.
No.
And I think that's all it came down to, which is, I mean, honestly, that's a easily forgivable mistake.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Hook tapping really like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, he's been pinned a couple of times. He's been really, really well protected. And they would go on to explain this on Collision that, sometimes, I've been in dojos my entire life and when you're caught and don't delay it, don't belabor the
Yeah.
point.
Live to fight another
Tap,
day.
live to fight another day and move on.
Yeah.
But like in the 3 days that were leading up to Collision, I was like,
Yeah.
Hook
Hook tapped. Like,
tapped.
oh, that's crazy.
Ooh,
But really,
jeez.
yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if that was the right
the
decision.
way he played it off on Collision is exactly how you play it off in MMA. And like, yeah,
Yeah,
dude caught me in a rear naked, man. I had to tap. I didn't
yeah,
want to get knocked out. I didn't want to get my neck broken or my arm broken or whatever. So you tap and then you
yeah,
get up and go for another round. I
yeah.
mean, you get to go again.
I
So
mean, that just goes to once again highlight the differences between real sport and
mhm.
the storytelling that takes place in wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean, especially given the proximity to this I Quit match that John Moxley and Darby Allin just had.
yeah,
It was Wrestle Dream, not All In or not
yeah,
All Out. Clearly,
yeah.
my apologies. Remembering that way after the fact, and I'm sorry. Uh, editorial, I'm sorry, but you know, the emphasis on submission as quitting, not as survival, but as giving up and being a coward is essential for wrestling storytelling. It may not have been that at one point, but there's over 100 years of that, baked into the storytelling of wrestling. If you're going to change that perception, it will not happen overnight.
No,
And
not at
honestly,
all.
I'm not sure that it should because, you know, it's novel when Hook just kind of sloughs it off and takes the MMA approach, and it makes him special for it. If everybody's that way, then a submission doesn't really mean anything anymore.
Yeah,
In storytelling terms, I think it's far more interesting to tell the story that even though it's not realistically accurate, that submission is when a baby face does it, it's out of sheer survival. But when a heel does it, it's because they're chicken shit
yeah,
and they can't take the pain and
yeah.
they're not as tough. Like I
As they
feel like
pretend to
that's
be.
too valuable a storytelling beat to overwrite and ignore.
Yeah, yeah. Like Hook can do it, but that's part of his character.
Yeah,
Other than that, everybody else is kind of bound to that.
yeah.
The way we do things here, type stuff. Um, now,
But it wasn't the match that even was the story, though.
no, 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 and this was the best shit. This was the best shit. Okay, so Samoa Joe wins. He's got the title shot. He is joined in the ring by Shibata and Hobbs. They're celebrating. And they're immediately joined in the ring by Tony Schiavone, who
In a
Um,
callback to a WCW Halloween Havoc. I can't remember what year it was, but it
I
was
can't
one of the
remember what year it
earlier
was, but
ones.
he's dressed as the
He's got
the
the half
Phantom of the
mask of the
Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. So he's up there. He's like, we're going to do the contract signing now. So somebody brings out the contract, and Tony Schiavone leaves the ring, and Joe's like, I want to. When they bring out the contract, the inflatables come out, and we've seen these guys like over the
In
course
the
of the
background
night. We
throughout the
keep
entire show,
all
including
show.
including notably somebody in a Stay Puft Marshmallow outfit,
Yep.
which, if you know your AEW lore, has major connections to Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah. So we got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man out there, and Joe said he wants to ensure it's a safe environment. So he asks Hobbs and Shibata to protect him. And they basically house all of the inflatables except the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, then hold him down. And Joe does a Scooby Doo on him and like yanks his mask off, and it's nobody any of us
Yeah,
recognize,
just
just a
some
rando.
guy. Yeah.
And then,
I'm sure somebody in the Texas indie scene probably
yeah, he's
recognized the
probably an
guy,
indie
but
guy from down south. But then Joe demands a mic, and he says Hangman's days are numbered. And then we, hear Shivani talk about the Full Gear match is official, and he says we're gonna do a toast. And so the ops all have a beer, and Shivani said to all elite wrestling, we're the best wrestle. To Full Gear presented by DC live on November 22nd. And to the AEW Men's World Champion Hangman Adam Page, the living embodiment of cowboy shit. And right when he says that, Joe gets this gnarly look on his face, like, the fuck are you doing? And we
he's
see
behind him. Yeah.
Shivani behind Samoa Joe, and it turns out not to be Shivani. It turns out to be like the most convincing Shivani costume of all time, because it took me a second to realize that that wasn't Tony Schiavone.
See, I called it a little bit earlier because when he was on when he proposed the toast, they showed him from the back, and I'm like, that's not Tony Schiavone's head. They're doing
Uh,
a thing. They're doing a thing. And
but
then
then,
like there was a little overlap in the audio too.
yeah,
Because it was, Tony's lines were definitely pre-recorded and typed
yeah.
in, which is, how they made this all work. Although I do like the headcanon of just like, you know what? Maybe Hangman is just a really good vocal mimic, and he just knows how to sound like Tony Schiavone.
Maybe.
I just kind of like that headcanon, so I'm just gonna kind of
Let's
accept
just,
that, even
yeah,
though
we
I
can
know
roll with
better.
that. But yeah, so like Shivani's like, long may he reign, and
But that's Hangman's
but that's
voice.
Hangman's voice. And Samoa Joe turns around, and like Hobbs rushes him and gets taken to Dick Kick City.
Yep,
And he
Shibata
like
too.
Shibata, yeah, he takes Shibata to it also, which is great, because I always wonder, like, if you're a face trying to get like one up on a group of heels, why aren't we kicking more people in the dick?
Yeah, yep.
I mean, I'm sorry,
I
but like
mean, I, I,
Bobby
I
Hill's a good guy. He kicks people in the balls.
the fact of the matter is, you can always use the miscongeniality method.
Yeah,
Same. Yeah.
yeah.
Solar plexus, instep, nose, crotch, or groin rather.
Right.
So
Yeah.
groin. I mean, you can go right to the G.
Yeah, you go right to G. And G's
Right to G.
effective.
If
G's
you're
way more
outnumbered,
effective.
there's no shame in doing
No, not at
it.
all.
You're in a fight.
Not at all. If three people try to jump me, somebody's losing testicles.
Yep.
At least one of these
Somebody's
guys.
somebody's getting some ruptures.
Yeah.
So
Somebody is going to regret having joined their friends in this activity.
yes.
Even if the friends don't regret it, somebody
If
else
they
is.
if they join in this activity, they're gonna get some sacktivity.
Yeah. At my age, dude, all I got left is experience and treachery. So
Experience and treachery. I love
the
it.
old
I
man's
love it.
creed,
That's
man.
gotta be
So
that's gotta be a catchphrase of somebody. So it's too good to let go.
uh,
Um, but yeah, like, and then he hits him over the head with the beer bottle.
yeah.
He hits Joe over the head with the beer bottle. And yeah, it's sugar glass, but when you see Joe gets up, there are tiny cuts all over his head.
Oh yeah, he
There's
absolutely
blood.
got cut open
Like
by that.
he's not, it's not pouring blood, but it's there. It's
Yeah.
clear. He didn't blade because they're all over his head.
Yeah. It's
All
obviously from
over
the
it.
bottle.
Yeah. And but like what really sold this, because it was kind of clunky getting there. There were a lot of moving parts. There was a little bit of stalling in the ring as they're doing the switch on the outside. As Samoa Joe calls for the mic, he's stalling for time on the mic. This all and especially since this wasn't announced, we thought the match was the main event, and then it was done, and then this happened, and the pacing was kind of off, probably because of how intricate it was and how it
Yeah.
needed to be in order to be pulled off. But the payoff was so good,
Oh,
and
it
and the
was. It
pay
was.
really the only reason it worked so well is because everybody sold it so well.
Mhm.
Specifically Hangman,
Yeah.
because as soon as he hits him with the beer bottle, he bends over and he rips off the wig and he rips off the half mask, and he's got this insane look on his face, and he's jumping up and down, and he's so into it, and the crowd immediately becomes invested in it.
Yeah.
And so he goes out to the ring and he hits the buckshot lariat, and the crowd, as Pat Patterson would say, goes banana, and it's awesome. And he mounts him and he starts punching him again, and then the referees storm the ring, and it's just a big pull apart. God, this ruled. Like it
Yeah.
looked
It was
like it
awesome.
was I described it as to somebody on Blue Sky as they snatched an incredible victory, an all-timer segment out of the jaws of duddom, because this
Yeah.
could very easily have been a dud, but because of specifically Hangman Adam Page, that reveal and the energy with which he approached it, it became one of those segments that people are going to be talking about for years,
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. That was going to be on the highlight reels for a while.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
deservedly so.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But yeah, that was Dynamite this week. Dynamite was fun, man. And like I said, it's a week of fun wrestling. Like I had a really great time watching wrestling this week.
Yeah.
And with that said, we are back in Edinburgh, Texas on no we are what is this, November 1st,
Yep.
2025. We are at the same venue we were at for Dynamite, and we
Yep.
have Day of the Dead Collision, which I love
Yeah.
that
Me
they made
too.
this kind of Day of the Dead themed.
Me
Thank you,
too.
Tone.
They
Like
loaded up on the luchadors on this
before,
show.
yeah, before we get really into Collision, I gotta say, thank you, Tony Khan, for your obvious respect of my culture. Thank you. Like legitimately, especially today, now there's not a lot of respect for Mexican culture and lucha libre, and especially with current attitudes in the states. So this is thank you.
It's pretty
Like
rad.
it's pretty
Like
awesome.
really, really cool. I'm not somebody who has a personal connection to that culture, but I've always been kind of fascinated by it. You and I have had discussions about this.
Yeah.
I really, really at some point when it's safe to leave the country and uh be ensured that I can come back. Uh I really, Mexico is definitely on my bucket list. And as much as I'd like to see La Ciudad de Mexico, like what I want to do, I've never had any interest in Cancun or Tijuana or any of those tourist trappy towns. Like I want to go see, you know, the ruins of Tenochtitlan. I want to see, freaking Aztec ruins and Mayan temples and stuff, real history kind of stuff. And the Day of the Dead is this bridge between the pagan cultures and the Catholicism that the Spaniards brought over in the 1400s and 1500s. And there's nothing else like it in the world.
No.
There really isn't anything like Day of the Dead anywhere else in the world, because it's this wedding and kind of a compromise, because it's All Saints Day. It's
Hmm.
still a Catholic saint day, but it's also got this incredible indigenous culture baked into it. And I find that just fascinating. You don't really find big examples of that anywhere else in the world. And to me, it's just a really beautiful thing. It really is.
Yeah. I just like I
I'm gonna
said,
go
man,
watch Coco soon. I bet.
like
I'm probably gonna go in the next couple of days and watch Coco now.
but yeah,
Underrated
totally,
Disney film.
totally underrated.
Love them.
Super fucking sad though. Hard to watch it over and over again.
Yeah, yeah, you're not
But
wrong.
yeah, I mean, it's just
Coolest guitar ever though.
oh yeah, just but with this, just the current climate and everything, this is the fact that there are still billionaires who respect people's culture.
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative of it.
I don't know if it was something he always had or if it's something that's grown with his association with CMLL, but either way, it's really, really cool to see how much he's embracing it.
Yeah,
It's
I love
really,
it.
really neat.
Um, and also, you know, classic lucha. Tony Schiavone is a classic lucha libre call guy. So like, it
Uh,
really
one of
is
these
like,
days, one of these days, they're gonna have to get Mike tonight. One of
please,
these days, they
please,
need to.
like
He's
just
the
Tanae and
professor.
Shivani, like let's do it, man. Like I'm
Mike
with
Tenay is the guy who probably did more to establish lucha libre in the culture of United States wrestling than anyone else. More than ECW for bringing in Psychosis and Hoovy and Rey Mysterio. More than the Guerrero family. More than anybody else because he's the guy who bridged the gap between two cultures and brought it to a worldwide audience
it.
with his knowledge, and his explanation and like his passion. Like
Yeah,
I feel like Mike today doesn't get the flowers he should because eventually they had him do character stuff.
yeah, yeah,
And, some of the character stuff they had him do was really, really questionable. From, I mean, there was at one point he was playing a really, really chauvinistic, misogynist character that
yeah.
really just, to give him the credit, he was asked to play a part and he played his role to perfection, but it does not age well. And
No,
you know, it was the, his reputation deserves to be more than what he was asked to do and asked to perform as a heelish commentator at that
yeah,
point in his career. And I feel like a lot of people just wrote him off between that and him being scuttled into TNA, which when nobody watched it, like he goes under the radar. But that dude, one of these shows. I mean, granted, he had a little bit more to do with AAA and the Worlds Collide show than he ever did with CMLL. But I really feel that he should be like a guest commentator at Forbidden Door
hmm
or something like that. When,
yeah,
if there's a big, like really big match that has a lot of CMLL involvement in it, I feel like that's something that he should be brought in for as kind of a thank you for his contributions to professional wrestling.
yeah. He definitely, yeah, yeah. Definitely need to give Mike Tenay more love, especially as far as the luchador stuff goes. Because yeah, he like. Does
100%.
anybody know what a Tope Con hero is if Mike Tenay doesn't exist? Do you know what
Nobody
a
north
Tope
of the border.
Suicida is? Do you know what a Hurricane Rana is and not a Steiner, a Frankensteiner?
Yeah.
Do we know
Not,
any of that stuff if Mike Tenay doesn't come along?
maybe, but it'll be a lot later in the timeline, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot later in timeline, probably a lot less thorough. He was
Probably, I mean,
very thorough.
honestly, once the internet takes hold as something that's ubiquitous,
Hmm
probably at that point, then those terms become,
Yeah,
entrenched. But it's a lot later in the timeline than it did with Tanay.
yeah. But we're starting off Collision with our tag team match. Our IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Kenosuke Takeshita and the Unified Champion Kazuchika Okada take on Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. We've got Don Callis on the call, joined by Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone, we think.
Yeah. We assume it's Tony. He doesn't switch voices the entire episode, but you never really can't tell anymore.
yeah.
Proved that
Uh,
on Wednesday.
right. But
This was great.
this was
I
so
loved this.
I don't know how they did this successfully because I've
There's
never been put in
so
this
many
situation, but there was just
there's
so
so
many
many
little
working
things.
parts that needed, this was a well-oiled machine. Like this
Hmm.
could easily have fallen apart given the nature of how many different little storyline things were at play here. But I thought it handled it exceptionally well. Um, the only thing I didn't like had nothing to do with the wrestling itself, but had to do with the crowd. Stop booing Anthony Bowens.
Yeah,
He
please
is
stop.
correct.
Like, oh my
He is
gosh.
correct. Max Caster is the wrong one. Stop cheering him just because you think his chant is goofy. And it is fun because it's offbeat and it's kind of endearing, and I get that. But neither one of them has really changed their outlook on each other. And you were clamoring for Caster to get rid of the dead weight in Caster
Yeah.
months ago. And then it happened. And then all of a sudden, Caster starts losing a bunch. And now all of a sudden you think he's in the right and Mac and Anthony Bones is in the wrong. No, Anthony
No.
Bones is still correct. He still is better off than a better wrestler than Max Caster is. And Max Caster was the selfish one in the trio that led to the split in the first place.
Yes.
None of this has changed. None of it. Stop booing Anthony Bowens. He does not deserve it. And he was a workhorse in this match.
Oh yeah.
He looked like he belonged in there with Takeshita and with Okada. Like he was pulling all the performance weight from that tag team in terms of like competition wise.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And Caster absolutely pulled his weight character wise. And I'm not trying to,
Yeah.
take anything away from him. He played his part perfectly too. But like, this was the story of the match was neither one of these teams could get along with each other. And they showed it in different ways. Takeshita and Okada were like doing blind tags and they were doing, kind of just annoying each other. Whereas Caster and Bowens were just like arguing all the time,
Yeah. Blatantly hating.
blatantly hating, and just like Caster wanted neither Okada nor Takeshita wanted to do this match on their own. Caster wanted to do it on his own,
Yeah.
which is another babyface trait because he didn't need help. He wanted to face two killers by himself. Okay, I'm gonna stop beating this drum, but Caster is not the heel, or Caster is the heel, and Bowens is the babyface here, not the other way around. Get it together. Get your
Oh,
house in order.
let's go, Tony. You're the best booker alive.
Uh, but
uh,
at one point, it looked like uh, the former acclaimed would actually get the win because of honestly because of all the work that Bowens put in.
yeah, Bowens looks like
And
the Faymaster, and then
yep, he hits Okada at the end of the match. He hits Okada with the arrival,
mhm,
but he gets blind tagged by Caster
yeah,
when he goes for the pin, who's attempting to hit the mic
the mic
drop
drop.
from the top rope like they did in the old days, which
Yeah,
to his credit and in his defense makes sense. That's what put guys away when they were tagging regularly. The arrival never did it on its own, but the combination got them 100 wins.
yeah,
Like it makes sense why he would do that, but that's not what it's not what Bowens wanted. And it was kind of a way after Caster didn't do any of the work and Bowens did all the work for him to come in and chase the glory and capture the glory and the win for himself and not for the team. So they had a row about it. And then what was it? Trying to remember what happened. Oh yeah. Okada caught Bowens with a Rainmaker after after the elbow was countered and what was it? He crotched him on the top, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah, he crotched him, and then he hit the Rainmaker on Bowens, and then he went for one on Caster, but Takeshita knocked him out of the way and hit the
That's right.
forearm. And
Yeah.
then he put Caster away with the Raging Fire, while Okada was just like, "What the fuck," you know? So, um,
I love
and
Takeshita, but that Raging Fire is a brutal thing
dude, that one was
because
brutal, especially, man. He brought him
because
right down on
he,
his shoulder.
he's in an effort to make it look brutal, it's becoming actually brutal
Yeah,
because none of these guys are taking the bumps on their back anymore. They're
no,
all
it
landing on their sides, on their elbows, their
the
shoulders.
shoulders. Yeah,
Like
like that was
they're
bad.
just dropping in a heap. Like I love Takeshita, but you could be a little bit safer with that finish.
Yeah, you can be a little bit nicer to your opponents with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then afterwards, Takeshita's like, "Hey, let's, I won the match, and let's raise our hands." And Okada's not having it. And then Callis comes in to raise their hands together, but you can just see like Takeshita hates Okada, and
Yeah.
this is
This is the
gonna
first
come
time
to a
that
head
Takeshi's
soon.
gotten one up on Okada in this whole thing too.
Yeah,
So Okada's really, really taking it to heart because Okada has had kind of a one up on him this entire time that they've
yeah,
been, you know, uh quiet feuding. But
yeah,
now Takeshita got the win here and did it by himself. So yeah, Okada's not the shining star anymore.
yeah. But we still got 2 months of this build before Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of it's gonna be in the Continental Classic.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But
So
this is, I mean, we got like so much good shit coming with this. Like, I can't wait
yeah,
to see
me
how
too.
this all turns out. But
But yeah, this
I'm
match is
squarely on the Takeshita side of things in this one,
oh,
for sure.
absolutely, me too. I can't wait, cannot wait to see him beat Okada.
Oh, no, me too.
Um, but yeah, that match ruled. I love that. That was great.
Yeah,
Good action, great storytelling.
yeah, it was great. After that, we have Willow and Harley backstage. Nice little promo segment, talking about how they're gonna beat Athena and Mercedes. Um, Typical cutesy stuff from these two, you know.
Yeah,
Um, I sometimes I expect more funny out of uh Harley than I get, but
she's
I'm
she's
not
giving us
like
such a high
unentertained.
standard. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like it's tough when she only gets like 20 seconds.
Hmm.
You know, because it's like, oh, there's only so much you can do in 20 seconds. You need to
Yeah.
give her at least a minute.
Yeah, at least a minute.
You know,
At least. Uh a minute and free reign. Um
yep.
After that, we've got our CMLL World Women's Championship match with Mercedes and Olympia. Um,
Man, I was impressed by Olympia
this was a
the
great
prior
match.
week. I was like, well, like, I mean, you remember I raved about her versus Ty Valkyrie. I thought
Yeah,
that was for a squash match. That was one of the most entertaining squashes I had ever seen,
yeah,
and everybody did their job perfectly. So I was really hyped for this match because I was like, oh, Olympia looked like $1 million.
yeah.
So I really was looking forward to this, and they didn't disappoint either.
No, no, not at all. I thought this was a great match.
Two commercial breaks, really long match
Yeah,
for a
really
women's
long
match.
women's match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
The only thing that
I was
got
happy for
me,
them.
the only thing that got me about this was like, when someone is that physically imposing, it is really hard for me to get past like them losing. Like, especially with like somebody like
Yeah,
Olympia, who is, I mean, but
yeah.
even though she didn't get a win here, she
Oh, she looked
definitely
amazing.
made Mercedes look like she was in peril
Yeah,
more
and
than the
that's
last time she was in peril. Like, we're escalating the amount of peril, just
yes.
like you said was going to happen.
Yep,
And you did say that. You said, like, we're going to continually escalate the peril until we get to probably full gear and
yep.
Statlander beats her. And then that's where it's going to just, yeah. But yeah, I mean, she got so close to that loss and
Yeah.
losing this title that
The
I was just like,
I
man,
do fear that in order to head into their world title match at Full Gear, I do fear that Mercedes is going to somehow beat Chris in order to get the match for the heels. And I feel like that's the wrong thing. Not because of, I feel like it would serve their story, but this blood and guts match isn't their story.
No, no, they're
It
just
should
in the
be,
match.
it should be Hater and or Aminata involved with Dim Spooky bitches.
Yeah,
That those are the people that need to be involved in the finish. And I fear that in service of this world title storyline, which only these two only got inserted at the last minute. Like they barely have a storyline reason for being in this match at all, other
yeah,
than to just pack it with stars. Like I see the promoting, you know,
yeah.
angle from it, but like there's no storyline reason for them to be in this match, really.
Mhm.
Um, I fear that that's gonna overtake it.
Mhm.
Um, and if it was like a tag team match or something where Mercedes, managed to roll up Chris or hit her with a belt behind the referee's back and then pin her or something to get to uh to feign the momentum and make it look like she's beating Stat and then she doesn't at Full Gear, I
Mhm.
could get behind that 100%. I think the blood and guts match is the wrong place to do it because too many other women worked hard, really, really hard all summer, literally the entire summer and half the fall now, uh, building to this match. And I think that they should be rewarded by being part of, integral to the finish. So I really hope
Yeah,
that my fears don't come true.
yeah. I actually
That
kind of
said,
hope
this
that.
match was great.
Yeah, this was a great match. I kind of hope that they like maybe use this as an opportunity for like Statlander to put the fear into Mercedes. Like, hey, we're
Yeah,
gonna have a regular match at Full Gear, but here I'm
yeah,
about to mutilate your ass before I get you there. So,
yeah,
like, this might be a place to where like you could psychologically turn what would just be peril for Mercedes into a full on loss
yeah.
at Full Gear.
You
Which
know what
is
I would like to see them do it at Blood and Guts is have nobody in the men's match escape the cage and leave it for the ladies and have the women that do escape the cage be the champions and have Stat chase off Mercedes so that they still have like their thing for their match, but the match ends in the ring with people who built up to this moment.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is what I would prefer.
yeah. I'd go for that. After that, we've got backstage. We're going after Dynamite. We're looking at we see a couple of things from after Dynamite, and then Renee Paquette is catching up with Matt and Nick Jackson, and Don Callis shows up, and he says he's negotiated the first ever $1 million tag match to take place at Full Gear,
A lot of
and
money.
they have to team with Josh Alexander to face Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega.
And the Bucks look very conflicted about it, and I loved that they did.
Yeah, they look
Oh,
conflicted, and also, I mean, that's
even
going to be a
Nick,
great, that's a nice trios
even Nick,
match.
who I think it's more important for him to look conflicted because Matt isn't the one with the gambling problem.
Yeah,
Nick is. So if even he's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, even when there's $1 million on the line,
yeah,
like that's a huge temptation for him. So the fact that he's like, oh, I don't know, I want to do this, is a great tell of where the storyline is going. It's like that the elite's gonna get back. They're gonna
yeah,
get back together, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a huge, a huge emotional moment, and I'm gonna bite hook, line, and sinker when it happens, and I'm probably gonna cry. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, like 6 or 8 months down the line.
Okay. After that, we've got Megan Bain and Marina Shafir against Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé. This is that tag team from last week that kind of showed up.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't expect them to actually have a match this soon
I
that
didn't
wasn't
either.
against Tajay.
Yeah, and also I if this week has a low point, this is it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Um,
I just kind of expected more. I
I
also feel like Megan Bain. Look, okay, like I like her character and I like what they're doing with her. Um, there is something wrong with her, and I can't place it yet. I'm not sure what it is. There's something
like
fundamentally wrong with like her wrestling. I'm not sure
like
what it is. I
is
don't know
it
if like she's
character or
I no, I
physically
think it's
or
more of like it's not a character issue. It's more like a like maybe she has a similar issue to Roosh. Like maybe
a
she's just a
little too physical?
little too physical with her opponents. Maybe some things they do make her mad, and then she gets mad, and it kind of affects the way she wrestles. Um, I could
I
see
mean,
how that might have happened in this match because she did, by my count, get legitimately kicked in the face like 3 times. And after the third time, I could see how she might have been angry after that. Um, but the result of that, I was just like, okay, like, okay, you're mad, but like maybe you should grab the bitch up in a suplex and be like, hey, don't kick me in the face again, damn it, and give her the warning before you drop her and her partner on their head in a great show of strength, but probably the worst form on a German suplex I've ever seen.
yeah,
Like
I mean those double suplexes
they're
happen to me
hard to pull off,
just
man.
because of the physics involved,
Yeah, they're
you
hard to pull
know,
off, and I'll
like
give her that. But like that was a bad landing for everybody.
yeah, it was.
And I don't know if
I
she
honestly
just didn't
didn't
have
note.
as much care as she normally would have.
I honestly didn't even notice any of that.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
So
I see you see little shit like that when you've been watching it from as close as I get to watch it, and
yeah,
so like when I'm like, oh man, there's like when you do a move like some of the worst injuries and some of the hardest times you can get hit are when you're in the corner. You pretty much double or triple that when you're seated in the corner
yeah,
because
you
you're
got nowhere to go.
you got nowhere to go except backwards into what is basically like steel webbing for the for the connections and stuff.
Hmm.
So you can I mean it's dangerous down there. And but then the why I say she might have been mad about that is because of the way she looked when she got up, which yeah, I mean maybe she's supposed to be mad in character, but like there was just something about that little difference between like
I
I'm
did
legitimately mad
notice
or I'm
that she
playing mad.
was. I did notice that. I didn't notice
Yeah.
the actual contact that may have precipitated that,
It was
but I
all in
didn't.
the corner though. They had her in the
I
corner for like 4 moves, and it did not look like they were being very careful with her. And
yeah.
so, I mean,
I
bad on them also.
yeah.
But
I
I feel like it happens more often than
it
not with
was
Megan.
it was apparent to me when she did her like uh kicking the dirt taunt
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Like
Like
a
she looked
little,
real pissed.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
she
She looked
meant
pissed.
it. Like
Yeah,
meant it. And I was like,
meant it.
huh,
Yeah.
that's
See, it's
I'm
that
like,
little.
that's huh.
It's just a
But
slight
like
difference in the body language, but it's enough to
at,
notice.
at the
Like
time, what I took away from the match was that it was an interesting choice because both in different ways, both Marina and Megan have been proven to be, showcased as like unstoppable forces, right?
yeah,
And then there's, Nixon Newell and what's her
Miranda
name?
Alizé.
Miranda Alice. Um, like, and there's just they did the smart thing from a storytelling standpoint. Okay, these are two bad bitches. We better get the jump on them. Like they
Yeah.
did that. That's not a bad thing. The storytelling tack wasn't bad, but they were just like dominant for too long.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know if I would have booked that.
Dominant for too
Um,
long. Like it, I don't know if it was more like in ring faux pas that pissed
Yeah.
off Megan Bain, or the actual contact of these corner shots that she was taking for that extended period of time. Like,
Yeah.
and the fact that it was happening in her own corner and Marina didn't just reach down after like the second one and be like, okay, like let's get you out of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like a little bit bad on Marina, not much. It's more of an awareness thing with her. And
Yeah.
she's still pretty new to the business, and she hasn't gotten a
Kind of,
lot of
yeah.
reps in AEW. So, like, I
I
mean,
love how
since Dark and Elevation went off the air, she hasn't got to
I
get a lot of reps.
yeah, I liked that leads me into the other thing that was part of this match was that Moxley was on commentary
Oh,
and
that
he
shit was
was
funny. It was funny.
which was
Moxley
great
made it.
because he
Yeah,
actually explained that away, saying that we've been trying to get somebody to fight Marina for like a year and nobody wants to step up in AEW. I was
yeah,
like, okay, well, I kind of have trouble believing that, really.
yeah,
But I mean, because Willow's been there the whole time
yeah. Because I've
and
seen
has
Willow be like, "I'll
not
fight
been
you."
shy about it.
No,
But
yeah,
like at least they were I appreciate the effort in trying to explain why she hasn't been more of an in-ring presence until
yeah,
relatively recently. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I guess my takeaway was that like it looked like the newbies wanted to get their shit in.
And
Uh
that's a faux pas, man.
and they were it's like after the third time they did their little thing. I'm like, okay, we get it. Your girlfriends. Move on.
Yeah,
Don't let like go. We get it. Okay.
yeah.
You have a match against two killers in there. You shouldn't be taking them lightly.
No, not at all.
I'm wondering if maybe this match was thrown together at the last minute because, remember that we were introduced to these two with Ty J.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense for me to introduce them against Ty J and set something up with them, only to throw them against the two dominant monsters in this tournament,
yeah.
unless it was never intended that way. And with Penelope's diagnosis being
We had to get the
unsure
tag team in the
until
ring.
Wednesday,
Yeah,
okay, well, we have to do two things. We have to put this new tag team together and then
and then
establish them
get them in the
with a
ring.
win, with a
Yeah,
win. So who's around and available to do that? Well, the two new girls who didn't have any, they don't lose anything by losing because nobody knows them yet. So I think that may have been at play here. I think they weren't originally supposed to debut in the ring like this. I think they were supposed to do it against
against
Ty
Ty.
J
Yeah, yeah,
and then lose and then cost them against Megan Bain and Penelope Ford in the first round
yeah,
in order to set up a feud between them, a tag team feud that doesn't revolve around the title,
yeah,
building a division. But I think plans probably changed when they realized the severity of Penelope's injury. And so they had to kind of book a little bit more on the fly.
yeah,
So I think, I mean, this is just a hypothesis, but the clues seem to be adding up to this was not originally planned. This was a last minute change. And I think because of the nature of it, this was their first time on TV. They wanted to look good, especially Miranda Ali say having never been on TV before.
yeah,
Probably wanted to get her shit in. Uh and despite the people that they were being booked against, and they probably were like, well, if we don't look good at least a little bit here, nobody's going to take us seriously against Ty J when we finally get there.
yeah.
They were probably thinking of their careers, and I understand that, but that's not what they were probably asked to do.
Not probably not.
And I don't know if Megan Bain and especially Marina Shafir are the people you want to piss off by going into business for yourself.
No, no, I don't think so. And
So,
that's what it felt like. It felt like they went into business for themselves a little bit, and it felt like it pissed off, Megan, and she did everything she would normally do to somebody in a squash match, but just angrier.
yeah,
And especially that landing on that suplex, I was like, that man, she just like she didn't let them jump. She just huffed them up and dumped them on their heads like that. Just
Yeah.
like they're because she could basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, impressive feat of strength, but at the same
Yeah.
time, completely dangerous for all three of you, not just them two.
Yeah. But
And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, but the match was what it was. Like I said, if there was a low point this week, this was it. And it was just because I noticed little things that if I saw them in a wrestler in a match that I'm in, I'm waiting until they're, doing like a double down and I'm getting down there and being like, are you okay? Something fucking wrong. Like,
Yeah.
do you need me to pass a message to your opponent that you're pissed off and we maybe need to take this home? Like, because that does happen, man. Like somebody gets an errant shot that they weren't supposed to catch and they're mad now for real in a very, very scripted environment, predetermined environment. And now they don't care if they fuck up what's supposed to be happening. They're somebody's getting a receipt. And that's not
Yeah.
uncommon in this business, guys. Like, yes, these people make hundreds of thousands of maybe millions of dollars a year, and they fucking are like high level trained athletes. But what you have to remember is that they are high level trained athletes. An athlete goes along with a few things, and one of those things is a bit shorter temper than your average person.
Yeah.
They're a little
Yeah.
bit more competitive, and if you've and now you've got one who makes $200,000-300,000 a year. He's on national television, and you've made him or her look stupid, and now they're fucking angry for real. And
Yeah.
that's a high level trained athlete who's pissed off at you now,
He
and
probably
that's
has a lot of political sway backstage too,
all
in comparison to
guaranteed.
the average noob.
The amount, Megan Bain, the rocket in Megan Bain's ass taking her up the card tells me that she has a ton of sway backstage.
Yeah, she's very. I'm sure that she's a Tony project for
Oh
down
yeah,
the line.
yeah. Yeah, that was like Tony and Joey talked this out and or somebody, and we're like, hey, this is the perfect person for this for X role. We should
I
explore
wouldn't. I
this.
wouldn't
And
even.
Tony was like,
I
hell
wouldn't even
yeah.
discount that. Like, even though Joey doesn't work for AEW, he left on good terms. He
He
left
left on
on.
good terms, and by all accounts, that from everybody I know in the Indies, he's a fucking solid dude, and
Yeah.
that's rare. So
Yeah.
yeah, he could have easily gotten in Tony's ear and been like, "Hey, like this, I got somebody for you," and it didn't matter that it was his girlfriend. It
No.
it
It
you
just.
know, I've got somebody, and he knew that she was talented enough to actually pull it off, and so far has
Yeah.
proven to be that.
Yeah.
Except maybe she might have a bit of a shorter fuse, and there have been a couple of snafus. Like this match is not the first example of something I've seen with
Yeah. The
her. Like
Thunder Rosa
the
chair
Thunder
thing
Rosa
was.
chair thing, yeah, was a big deal, man. That was a
Oof.
buck up on
That made. That made
like
everybody look stupid.
yeah. It made
I
everybody
felt
look
so
dumb.
bad for Thunder Rosa.
Me too. Me too.
Because I love Thunder Rosa. I really, really love her a
Yeah.
lot. And it's like, oh, sweetheart. Oh, I know you were caught in a rock and a hard place, but you should have just
Yeah.
swung the chair to ask for forgiveness later.
Is she currently injured? Is that what happened?
I'm not sure if
Because
she's
I was
injured or if
kind
she's
of
got
baffled
time
as to
off.
why she was not at this particular show or any of
Last
these so
I
far.
checked, the last match I remember her being advertised for was a match against Athena for the world title, Ring of Honor, and then I don't remember hearing about her doing anything past that.
What looks like in the latest interview with what looks like her local like ABC affiliate or Peacock affiliate, she said she should be back in the ring fairly soon. One source has reported that she might return at an event in San Antonio on December 23rd. That's being done by AEW, which would make sense. That's kind of her U.S. side hometown, San Antonio.
Yeah.
Um, but it looks like she's been rehabbing concussions, which, as we know, unfortunately, in the like, especially
Ugh.
the
Yeah.
in the Adam Cole situation, can be nagging, continuous, and detrimental. So, I'm sure if she wasn't at this show, that there was a reason for that. This would have been the perfect place to have her.
Yeah, it
Um,
would.
but if not, and this is the time, it looks like concussion was the injury. So if that's the case, heal on your own time. and come back
Oh,
when you can.
absolutely.
I don't ever want to rush somebody coming back from a concussion. That can cause way worse issues than the initial concussion itself.
I always liked what
So,
she was able to do in the ring, but you know what really made me fall in love with Thunder Rosa?
hmm.
It was she was hanging out with they were recording and they were hanging out with Simon Miller and they were hanging out in a
Oh yeah,
bar
the
and
bar, yeah, and
she was
singing
singing
to.
Selena and I'm like, oh, you're just perfect, aren't you?
Yeah,
And she's
I'm a
got a
big fan of
great
hers.
voice.
Yeah.
She's got a killer singing voice too.
If you haven't seen the vlog she did like right after that with Danhausen, that's also like a stellar episode. Like her and Danhausen somehow just they should have been a mixed tag team. Like they're so great
Siblings in
together.
paint.
Yeah, basically. They're so funny together. It's hilarious. After that, we've got the big announcement about the women's blood and guts match. We have already talked about that here because we really just couldn't wait to talk about it.
Yeah.
And y'all know what we think about that. After that, we've got um a member of the conglomeration and a conglomeration guest star, as they
Yeah.
described him, and Commander with
Yeah.
Alex Abrahantes, who is, I guess, the default luchador manager
Well,
in
he always
AEW.
he has been managing Commander for a
Well,
while.
Commander, yeah, but then he comes out with Mascara Dorada later,
Yeah,
and
that
I'm like that. So he's just are we just attaching him to everybody with a mask that is a good guy?
I mean,
I'm not against that idea, by
me
the way,
neither,
because
because
I love
like you're
Alex Abrahantes.
I mean, you gotta figure Mascara Dorada probably doesn't speak English very well,
I
and
don't
Alex
know. So
Abrahantes is fluent in both.
yeah,
So I
Penta
mean,
says, y'all,
yeah,
yeah.
giving him, somebody who can translate is probably a really valuable asset for
Mhm.
him, like
I will
more
tell you
so than it
this
is
though,
a performance thing.
taking the Lucha Brothers from AEW and not taking Alex Abrahantes was a fumble on WWE's part. You absolutely should have taken him with those two guys.
Yeah,
If
you
you
know what? I'd
if it
agree
was
with that.
possible, I call that a fumble because
I'd agree with that. I mean, I
because
don't know if I would go the full F word, but
no,
like
I would though because I mean like
I feel like he definitely added something to their act.
yeah, we wouldn't have to worry about because like they do their own promos in English on
Yeah,
WWE programming, and it's like Alex could have just made it better for them as far as the
yeah,
WWE audience goes. I mean, that's
yeah.
just how they are. So,
I kind of
but
like the Penta says thing.
yeah, the Penta says thing would have done great over there. But that aside, I do
They
like
could have
him
made
with
they
Commander.
could have made so much money on Penta says t-shirts.
Oh, dude, so much money. The AEW could have made money on that too, and they
Yeah,
didn't do
but
any.
again, their merch is one of their
Yeah,
less.
AEW hit me up. I'll triple your products in a week.
Oh,
Uh, and we'll still have the same model where we have independent artists doing it because I know
yeah,
tons more that you haven't hired yet. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, we've got Roddy and Mark Briscoe and Commander versus LFI. A different configuration though, because no Roosh here, but yes, Sammy Guevara
yeah.
and the Pink
Weird,
Mortos as well.
weird babyface team. Like
Yeah,
real
kinda.
oddball babyface, even for conglomeration stuff, which is literally a stable full of a bunch of misfit weirdos, which is
Yeah,
why I love them. But like this was weird. Like Commander Mark Briscoe and Roddy Strong. What a weird combination. What's
I
even
ain't mad
weirder is
at
they
it.
get the win.
Yeah, they get the win, and it's a really entertaining match. This was just a fun. This was
Uh,
another
I'm
one of these fun ones, man, that I
I
just had
didn't
fun with
realize
this
how
week.
much I missed Commander until he was back.
Dude,
Like
wasn't he great in
he was
this?
so
Like,
great in this.
oh man,
He looked like he hadn't missed a step. Like
dude,
this
yeah, he was killing.
he was the star of this match. And he didn't
Yeah,
even feature into the finish.
no, I
Like
did. I really
there
love the
was
pink Mortos, dude. I
me
love it,
too.
dude. I love the pink mask
Something
and the
was
gear.
wrong
Like,
though. Something was wrong in this match. I think the ropes got loosened up at some point
yeah, there. I saw a
because
couple of times where they were having a
I
hard time doing
was
things.
I was really really concerned for everyone's safety. Thank God nobody got hurt. Nobody even made an error,
Mhm.
but it looked like they really needed to tighten those ropes. I don't know how they got that loose, but yeah, it was. I was. There were so many springboards in this
They
match. I'm like, no,
could
no, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't.
they could have actually asked for them to be loosened. So little known fact, something that is not of interest to many people, so probably wouldn't be put out there very often. But if you are a wrestler, you can go out before the show and run the ropes.
Yeah.
And then for your match, you can ask the ring crew guys or the promoter or whoever, like, hey, man, I ran the ropes. They're a little tight. For my match, could you loosen them a little bit? Like one turn or something. We go by turns. So 1, 2, 3 turns is usually the area where you would ask. And 3 turns is a pretty significant loosening of the ropes. I mean, it's not like loosen dangerously, but it is a loosening.
Hmm.
And some luchadors that I have worked with prefer the loosening. I don't know why. I don't know how it helps them at all. But also, and this was explained to me by a luchador. So please, guys, understand I'm not being racist at all. Okay. Because I also see the situation on the US side of things with our independent promotions. But sometimes you get down to an independent promotion in Mexico and it's a fucking shit show with loose ropes or it's a boxing ring or something like
Yeah.
that. And these guys just got to work, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes they get so used to the guy who explained this to me was that he got so used to it being that way, like wrestling in old boxing rings and shit like that, that
Yeah.
he wants the ropes a little loose because that's how it feels natural under his feet. You know, where other guys really need it to be tight. And like, I worked with one of the Lucha House Party guys. I can't remember
So it was Lindsay Dorado,
the other one.
Grandma Deli,
No, no, no. Wait, who's the other one?
and Kalisto.
Kalisto. That's the one. It was Kalisto. So we worked with Kalisto, and he likes his ropes tight.
Yeah.
So
That doesn't surprise me.
yeah, he's phenomenal in person, dude. Oh my god, and such a cool guy, such a
Yeah.
cool guy. But so like yeah, sometimes they request that, so that may have been what happened here. But yeah, I
Yeah.
did also notice that like the ropes were really loose, and I was like the whole
Yeah.
time just kind of
Yeah.
like
It
trying to
made
hold
me
my
real
butthole,
nervous.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like
Made me real nervous. But I never knew that. I like the inside baseball stuff. That's
yeah,
cool.
that's it. That's kind of a little known thing, but I have seen it happen a few times where a luchador will come in and be like, "Hey, man, I need just a little bit looser than what they are, or a couple
Yeah.
turns, you know."
I hope he
And that's yeah.
asked everybody else in the match for that though.
Well,
Like you're
usually they
not the
will.
only
Like
one in the
they'll be
match.
they'll be told who they're in the match with, and they'll go and they'll discuss the match with the person. And in the process of that, they'll be like, "Hey, do you mind if I loosen the ropes a little bit for our match?" And you know, and then they'll be told, like the ring crew will be told, like, "Hey, between match 3 and 4, you loosen the ropes 3 turns on the top rope only, and then at between 4 and 5, get your ass back out there and 3 turn it back to where it was." You know, like that. I
Gotcha.
mean, the production team is run almost stringently as the booking is, for obvious reasons. I mean, if you've been part of theater, so you know what it's
Yeah.
like. But
Oh yeah.
like we have our own. Like when I was on the production team and the ring crew guys, before I was a security guard, before I was a referee, we were. It was very like, hey, here's this is what needs to be for this is what needs to be under the ring. This is where you need to be. This is you better fucking wear black so they're not staring at you. Like this
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
little shit, but like little you when you come from the NWA system like I did, where you start out it's almost like a biker gang where you like start out as a hang around or a train, like you're hanging around the facility, deciding if you're going to train,
Yeah.
figuring out how much it's going to cost. And you move pretty quickly from that. It's like a couple weeks where you move into the trainee. And then as you're a trainee, once they start trusting you and you're learning more and more, then they're like, hey, what do you want to do? You're going to be a wrestler, you're going to be a referee. And at the time, my neck was already fucked up. So I'm referee. And they're like, hey, great, we need referees. They really need referees. So they fast track you a little bit because you don't have to learn a lot of the wrestling
Yeah.
stuff if you're going to referee. So they fast track
Right.
you a little bit. But
You take a few bumps here and there, but other
yeah,
than
yeah, a
that,
few
it's
bumps here and there.
different
But other than that,
discipline.
yeah. And
Yeah.
usually if I was taking a move, I learned the move and how to bump off that move before the show that night. Like I didn't
Yeah.
learn it in
To make it
training.
look good.
I learned
Yeah.
it that night, yeah. So, but like once they start trusting you, now you're on the ring crew. And that's not like a request. You're
Yeah.
basically a
That's a
prospect at this point.
yeah.
You will get your ass out there, and if you're going to train with us and you're going to be part of this company, your ass will be here on Saturday nights at 4 o'clock when we start setting this ring up, and you will do the bulk of the work, and you learn how to put a ring together. I can put a ring together by myself now. As long as I can pick everything up, I can do it by myself. Um, and
That's awesome.
and some rings I can, and some I can't because their shit is too heavy.
Well,
You
yeah,
know, but like after the ring crew, you become a security guard, and then after the security guard, then you're able to be part of the show and be a referee. And if you're good at it, don't want to toot my own horn, but if you're good at it, when you're a security guard, they'll make you part of the show then. And that
yeah,
happened to me a lot. I had like we did like a babes versus breast cancer show that was all female wrestlers, and the girls really liked to put their hands on me, and my wife was in the crowd. That was very awkward.
yeah. I
It's
imagine.
very awkward. But I'm just like, it's
Yeah,
just part of the show, dear. I don't even know some of these girls' names. Like,
yeah.
I don't,
It's like,
but it was really awkward. But like and I didn't know I was going to be made part of the show. It just kind of worked out that way. Like one of them came out, fucked with me, and realized I was very nervous because my wife was sitting like 3 rows behind me,
yeah.
and probably told the rest of them. And then they made it a game. We're gonna
Uh,
go like that guy next to the ramp. We're gonna fuck with him. Everybody that comes out is gonna do something to him. And it was
yeah.
never anything inappropriate. It was just
No,
enough for me to be like, because I got to be stone faced and the security guard, and then my wife is
yeah,
also right behind me, and it's just like, please stop touching me.
yeah, yeah,
Like not inappropriately, but still like they come up and like, oh hey, how you doing? Put their head on your chest or something, and just like wink, and you're just like, don't do that. But it's all part. It was all part of the show. Like I
yeah,
go back afterwards, and they all laugh and like, "Hey, did we? Sorry, hope we didn't get you in trouble. Didn't realize your wife was here till Tony, the trainer, told us that she was sitting right behind you, and then
yeah,
that made it kind of funnier for us, so we did it more, And I'm like,
yeah.
fuck off, like.
It's like,
But yeah, that's
guys, come
so
on, man.
you learn little shit like that when you're in this system. I mean, it's kind of like a IWGP young boy system almost. Except I
Yeah,
was kind
yeah.
of old to be a young boy, at the time. But like
Well, I
still,
mean,
you know,
some of their young boys are
are kind of
young.
old. Yeah, yeah, it's young guys. Like I mean, I think the youngest person I've ever trained with in the ring was like probably 15,
Yeah.
and they were
I mean,
10
it
years younger
varies.
than me. So
Yeah. Like it varies and there are the legality of it is much
there's
like
a lot of
many
paperwork involved in that.
aspects, much like many aspects of the wrestling business is very carny.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, when it comes to
uh,
minors, it's one of the few things in wrestling that is not carny at all. You can come and train as a wrestler from the age of 12 if you so choose.
why? That
But
seems so dangerous.
okay,
Why?
it is, and here's why it's not carny. Okay. So if you come that young, now I have never seen a trainee that young, but people like that do exist. Rey Mysterio did it when he was 13.
Yeah.
There's somebody in AEW that's been Riho, I think, since she was like
Riho.
12 or 10
Yeah,
or
something
9
like
years old or something like that, right?
yeah.
So there are
I think Ty
cases.
I think Tyler Bate is was a 14-year-old and
Yeah.
same with Pete Dunne, I think.
Yeah, so there's cases where this has happened. You know, the youngest person I've ever trained with the ring with was 15 years old. The stack of paperwork he and his parents had to do to do this was like a fucking book, bro. Like it was a lot. Like they didn't fuck around at all. They were like, there is like they sat I watched my trainer sit this kid's parents down one week while like he was, told me, hey, get the noobs, take them through the beginning workouts. I have to sit down with this kid's parents. So he sits down with them. I get everybody doing their thing, and I just kind of stand between the people that I'm instructing and him listening. And he's telling the parents, this is incredibly dangerous. This is basically training to be a stunt man. Your
Yeah.
son's only 15. There are serious ramifications if he gets hurt for something like this. There is a tremendous amount of liability that you have to waive. There are lawyers that have to be involved on your end and our end before he can even step foot in the ring in a training capacity. There are a bunch of things that have to be in place to ensure that we are not liable for what you have chosen to let your child do, but also that we are all protected and there are insurances and things like that in place where that if he does get hurt here, it doesn't ruin his life because
Yeah.
that's possible. And the lady was like, what do you mean? He's like, he could break his neck here. It's happened. People break their necks wrestling a lot. It's not unheard of. People break their arms, their legs, their knees, their feet, their hands. You name a body part, it's been injured in the world of wrestling. There are wrestlers. He was talking about Shibata at one point, saying there was a guy who had his whole brain yanked out and put back, and because of an injury, like a head injury in this business. And like he's telling the lady this shit, and she's like balking, and
Yeah.
the dad is like, uh, and then they go off with the kid, and he shows up a couple of weeks later. And I'm like, your parents said yes? And he was like, they let me make my own choices. I'm a man, according to my, I guess, I don't know if he was Jewish or
Was he
Muslim or what,
Jewish?
but I think he might
Yeah.
have been Jewish, but he was like, I'm a man. I get to make my own decisions. They did counsel me against it. They did, but they, in the end, did, want me to pursue what I want to pursue. And this is what I want to do. And he wasn't a stupid kid. If he was dumb, I'd have been like, I'm not training this kid. Like, we're not, like, you can
Yeah.
train him if you want to. I will have no part in this. Like,
Right.
even I won't have any
Wash
part
your
in
hands of it.
even, yeah, I'm done with that. You could continue training me, but I'm done with this kid. But he was very smart. I never took him through bumps or anything like that. That was all way more advanced people. Like, I only got to do stuff with the new trainees because I was trusted. They knew
Hmm.
that if they had to step away for a second, I would take them through their proper calisthenic workouts and put them on a path like, hey, have you guys been bumping into the safety bag and, off the top rope? And then if they say yes, then okay, drag that out and do your thing. Like, everybody take a couple top rope bumps and, do your thing that you've been doing. And just, I would stay out of it other than that. If somebody was goofing off, I'd be like, hey, come down 15 laps around the ring and then get back up there and get back to work. Quit fucking being lazy, shit like that. But I was never like in there teaching bumps or teaching moves or anything
Right,
like
right.
that. But this kid was smart and he was good. Like he kind of understood what was going on. I don't know how it turned out for him in the end. I don't know if he actually got to wrestle or not. I haven't seen him in a long time, but like this is the only thing about the business that isn't corny. The only thing. Everything else, if a wrestler tells you, you tell, telephone, tell a friend, tell a wrestler they're lying to you or they've gotten it 15th hand or whatever. And it's incredibly carny and everybody's getting worked all the time and blah, blah. But when it comes to kids, a couple things we don't fuck around with is if you're on a list of some kind, you don't get to come
Hmm.
to our shows because there's fucking kids there.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
kids at our fucking shows and you don't get to come anymore if you're on some kind of list. Secondly, if a kid wants to come train and they're under 18 years old, the parents have to know the ramifications. And there has to be tons of paperwork and lawyers and insurances and all that shit that go into it to make sure that everybody's protected. It's the only time that happens. Nobody, you come in as an 18-year-old, hey, here's a one sheet thing to sign and, keeping us free of liability. If you break your fucking neck here, welcome to pro wrestling. If you're under
Yeah.
18, it is a completely different story. It is the only thing. Like, it seems like, to be perfectly honest with you, in wrestling in general, the only thing people really care about besides their own career is kids.
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
See, it's so like I'm glad that you, even though we're way off topic, I'm glad we went here because to me, I always heard those stories about, kids getting into wrestling, and it always seemed like really, really irresponsible to me, and be like, why is there no law against this? Like, so to see, to hear stories like that of Soraya. I mean, she had messed up parents to begin with, but like, seeing those kids getting involved is like, how is this legal? It seemed more carny from the outside without that information, because it's like, oh, well, they'll just take anybody. They don't care.
Oh no.
Like, you know, it because it really does seem like there should be laws against that.
Oh, dude, this should definitely fall under like child labor or something like that. Like, or
Yeah,
like,
like,
or the same things that govern like whether a kid can go to a specific gym or something like that. Because
yeah,
there are those like 21 plus or 18 plus like adults only gyms that you
right.
have to be an adult to have a membership here. But like, I don't know how this particular thing skirts. I don't. I do not. In case there are any parents out there listening who want their children to have professional wrestling aspirations, hold them off until if they graduate high school at 17, okay, but hold them off till they're 18. Please, dear, for the love of God, do not send your still growing and developing teenage child into a ring where they are going to be trained and probably physically beaten by huge motherfucking dudes, and you are going to have signed off on the liability for that said thing. I am not saying that these people are out there to deliberately hurt your child. They're not. Wrestling is a physical business and it fucking hurts. Okay? It fucking hurts. You get injured. You get injured even when you're not a competitor. I am a referee. I have like fucked my tailbone up really badly a few times just by landing on my ass the wrong way. Or the very first wrestling show I ever refereed at, I got kicked in the face for real and had a black eye for 2 fucking weeks. Okay. Like, this is not a place for your children in that ring. I do not endorse or condone this shit. I don't. But if this is your choice, if, if you want to let them, if you let them do it, please, for the love of God, go to a training school that is making sure that these assurances are taken and they are making you aware of the possible consequences of what has happened. If they do not take those steps, do not leave your children with those fucking people. Don't.
Yeah. 'Cause that's carny.
That's carny shit. Yes. So even though we've gotten way off topic, yes, that like kids seem to be one of the only things at least the guys around me care about. And please don't send your kid to be tell them to wait till they're 18. Please, please. And please, if they want to do it, get them into like jujitsu or something. Like if they really want to do it now, put them in a real wrestling program or jujitsu or
Something to get
a
them used to the
parkour program
physicality.
or yeah, something to get them used to physicality and possibly getting injured and like falling down a little bit. Like you need to not be afraid of all of these things to even begin to be a pro wrestler. So get them into something legitimate first. And if they can really get through that, you have to understand that no matter how legitimate your kid's karate class is, the instructor is not going to slam them. And as soon as they go into wrestling, that's one of the first things that's going to happen to your kid. So just just remember that and put them in something legitimate first. Get them prepared for a combat sports environment because in reality, that's what wrestling is. It's a combat sport. It's just predetermined, and people do get injured. And the atmosphere is very combat sports like. I've been in MMA locker rooms and wrestling locker rooms, and they're very similar. They're very similar. Attitudes, the way things operate, it's all very similar. So, um, put your kids in something legitimate first, and something for kids. Do not throw them to these wolves, please. Dear God, don't do that. I love my brothers, but I have seen trainers that don't need to be training kids for sure.
Yeah.
You know, so
Anyway,
anyway, back to this trios match that was fucking awesome.
yeah, it was
Okay, it
really
was
good.
fucking awesome.
Like for the weirdness of how it was put together, it was really, really good. I mean,
Mm.
Beast Mortos continues to be the best base in the business.
He is, man. He's just
Like,
the best, man. Like if somebody told me that he was like the pyramid base in a cheerleading team, I wouldn't doubt you at all.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
he's definitely Mercedes Monet's biggest cheerleader.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, this guy, like, this was great. Let's see, we got the Commander got the poison rana on Mortos. And then Guevara took out Commander with the jumping knee. That was a
Yeah,
high ass jumping knee, man. Holy
yeah,
crap.
yep,
He got some real hops on that. I was like, Jesus. Um, but then Roddy did the same thing to Sammy, and it was
yeah.
a pretty high one too. Like,
And
damn.
remember too that there's established lore of Roddy winning with that knee too. So they
Yeah.
take that one really seriously. You
Yeah.
can.
But so Roddy hits that knee, but he walks into a code breaker from Dralistico. But then Briscoe gets back in, and then nails Dralistico with a J driller for the win.
Yep.
Um, First of all, I'm really glad that Beast Mortos didn't take the pin here.
Yeah,
Been
yeah.
treating
It
my
looks
boy
like
too
he's kind
bad.
of over that hump. He's not the designated pin taker anymore.
Yeah, and I'm kind
That
of glad
that
about that because I don't want him to be the designated pin taker. I need Beast Mortos to get a lot more dubs, y'all. Come on, like
definitely.
even if you've got him saddled up with heels, I need more. And you're gonna tell me that guy like he came out on the Day of the Dead, ass end of October in like a pink mask and pink gear, and you're telling me that's a bad guy?
Yeah, no,
Quit
he's our
lying to
beast.
me.
He's our
Yeah,
beast.
like quit lying to me and telling me that Beast Mortos is a bad guy. I'm getting tired of that. Like I'm tired of this slander and this
Yeah,
fucking libel
I
against the Beast.
as much as I like, him being an LFI simply for the fact that it guarantees that he's going to be on TV once every couple of weeks. Like, that's, steady exposure at the very least.
Yeah,
I feel like there is enough fan support behind him that it justifies turning him babyface.
yeah,
Like, really, it does.
it does. It does. I mean, how many times have we had like look at Jay White? They brought him in to
Yeah,
be like this mega, like obviously when he came in, the plan was for him to be a mega heel.
yeah,
And that didn't work out because people cheered him because he was charming and funny and a
and a,
fantastic wrestler.
and a lot of it had to do with Bullet Club Gold
Yeah,
and the way that they interacted with each other.
yeah,
It looked like it was a fun time being in that gang.
exactly.
It
Exactly.
looked
Yeah, they were having
like
fun.
those guys know how to party. Like
Yeah. Those guys are at
like
a fucking party, man.
they were all ostensibly heels, but they knew how to have a good time. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it was kind of difficult to to justify placing them on the card as heels after a period of time.
Yeah. And now, speaking of the Bang Bang Gang, we're going to skip over the next two to get to them because the next two are a recap of Hangman getting one over on the ops as Tony Schiavone, which we've
Yeah.
talked about at length already, and also Hook's reaction to his loss in the main event, which we actually have already covered.
Yep.
So after that, we get to our MXM TV casting call,
I
which
love this.
Mason Madden dressed up as Taya Valkyrie is the funniest shit on fucking
Yeah.
Collision in
And
weeks.
I mean, let's not discount Mansoor dressing up as Giant TV. He actually
No,
had one of the coats on,
the coat and
but
everything, dude.
but Mason Madden as Taya Valkyrie fed families that night.
Dude,
It
yeah, it
was
did.
fantastic. And
It
he
was
kept the
so
wig on
funny.
for a long
Dude,
time
I'm
too.
surprised how long that wig stayed on for the
Me too.
dude.
I
Holy
was looked
crap.
over at my wife and I'm like, how is that thing not falling off yet?
Dude, I had two wig surprises tonight because when Olympia grabbed Mercedes by the hair, I was almost positive that wig was coming off, dude.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And then Madden wrestled like three-quarters of this match with his wig in place and sunglasses too. Like half the match, the sunglasses were still in place. I
Yeah.
was like,
Uh,
this man is a genius.
I'm so glad that Max Caster moved away from the Who Can Survive five and into this thing with Bowens, even though I have issues with how they're being presented because it opened up the heel lower card jobber open challenge thing for this, which is an infinitely better version.
I love this so much. I don't
It's
even like
so good.
like
It's so Mansoor is so good on the mic
dude,
too.
he is. He
He
is.
really, you wouldn't know that he was actually like you may assume that he was Arabic, but and ethnically, but you wouldn't know that he was from Saudi Arabia by the fact that he has no Saudi accent
No,
tinge at all.
totally like I couldn't tell
He
you where he's
sounds
from.
American.
Yeah, he sounds like one of
He's,
us. Yeah, easily.
yeah,
And
like it's and
yeah,
he like maybe it just took him leaving WWE to find his voice, but my God, has he and Mason just really taken this gimmick and just made something super duper entertaining. I jump up and down anytime I see that they're on my TV. With glee because I know I'm gonna be entertained by something silly and goofy and my exact brand of stupid.
yeah, yeah. But and that's the thing about it. They're like they're stupid without any
Yeah.
kind of shame. Like it's the best kind. Like the
Oh
stupid that
yeah.
they are is the best kind of stupid.
Oh,
It's the
absolutely
funniest, most
is.
effective kind of stupid that they're playing, and
Yep.
it's fucking great.
It's
It's
so
just so good.
endearing. I love them so much. I love them so, 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 so much.
And
Like
this match itself was really good, man. Like it was good, but
yeah,
Mansoor made the match and even the afterward
bumping like
of
and
it.
selling like a maniac.
Dude, yeah, like he looked like his entire fucking goal in life was to make Ace Austin look like a fucking champion. And that's
Yeah. And
exactly
he
what he
did.
did, man.
He
Oh my
did.
God. He got so Mansoor takes the fold
Yeah.
directly on the top of his head and basically stands in place on his head for a minute
Yeah.
after that
I don't know if he
happens.
planned that or if physics helped him along with that, but it worked out
It worked
regardless.
perfectly. And then AEW posted a picture of him basically standing on his head and he
Yeah.
retweets it and says, delete this. So of course, just feeding into it more,
Yeah.
this we must uphold this
Oh,
image.
and Mansoor did that. I, he did the thing. I don't understand like the memes that the kids do,
The 6-7 thing.
but the six
Oh,
seven thing.
oh my
I learned
gosh.
about 6-7 an hour before I watched this match, or before I,
So
or like 2 hours before I watched this match. It was explained to me, and immediately I got this match, and I had never seen anybody count their own punches in the corner before. And so I
yeah.
was like, well, where is he going with this? And then he's like, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And I'm like, oh God.
God.
And immediately
Yeah.
he got his comeuppance.
Yeah, I groaned and then he got yeah.
He didn't even make it to 8. But it
See,
was like, okay, I get what you're doing. I get what you're doing. I hope that that stays for as
I
long
kind of
as
do
six,
too.
seven is a thing,
No telling
because
how long that's gonna be.
who knows? But like,
South Park picked up on it. That's how I even know it exists. So
uh, I, I saw my wife Tracy was looking through Facebook Reels, and apparently they did a thing with it on Colbert's show.
oh
So and so that's how I found out, was she was looking through her reels, and it was before the show aired, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, that's weird and kind of dumb and stupid,
Yeah.
but okay, whatever. And then this happens. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I just learned about this dumb thing. But as long as this dumb thing is a current, relevant dumb thing, I
Mm,
hope that he just keeps doggedly trying it, determines to make it to 10, and it never works.
never works. Yeah, it can't
I
ever
hope it
work.
never works. I hope he makes it like a goal of his character. Like
Yeah.
it's like, I'm gonna get to 10. And MX, the rest of MXMTV, yeah, you can do it, you can do it. And then he never makes it past 7.
Yeah.
And then he
But
gets angry. Like, do it early in a match. Like early in a match. And so like the bump that he takes from getting interrupted isn't one that would put him on his back for a few seconds. Just he would get like popped immediately back up and be more upset that he got interrupted than that he
yeah,
got hurt.
right.
You
How
know,
dare you stop me?
I feel like that's a winner for as long as the stupid 6-7 thing is a thing.
It's one of those nonsense things that like it doesn't even mean anything to the kids. They just it drives us crazy, so it's funny,
So they keep
like
doing it.
yeah, so they
Yeah,
keep doing it. Yeah. And like this is one of those like it popped up on South Park, and this is one of those few things where I'm like, all right, 18-year-old, 16-year-old, come here. Both of you.
yeah.
Sit down.
Explain this to me.
Explain to daddy what 6-7 is. Like thank God I have teenagers sometimes, dude, because I'm just like sometimes I have no idea what the fuck something means. And I'm like, come here.
Somebody's got to be a
Come here.
liaison.
I need you. I need you to
Yep,
to put my thumb back on the pulse, please, and thank you.
yep.
Um, but yeah, so after get through a really great match here. Gunn drops Mansoor with the Faymaster, and then the Ace follows up with that aforementioned fold we were talking about and plants him. Um, Juice gets a quick cover, and that's pretty much the match. Um, I had a lot of fun watching this. Lately, especially like I wasn't sure about MXM at first. They're growing on me. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Johnny TV, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Thunder, whatever his thousand
Johnny
last names,
Mundo.
Johnny Mundo. I'm a
John
big fan of John
Morrison.
Morrison.
Yeah.
Okay,
John
and
Hennigan.
yeah, I'm a big fan of his, and um, I like Taya
Ian
when she
Ty.
wrestles too. I'm
Uh,
a fan of hers as well.
and
So
those two together are magic.
yeah, it
Like
is. It seems like they're
they're
made
so
for
cute
each other.
together.
Even more than it
Like,
seemed like Melina was made for it. Like they are made for each other.
yeah,
It's like they share a couple of brain cells
yeah, yeah, a little
and
bit.
just a couple. But I mean, they're playing the right kind of dumb that they only got a couple between the whole four of them. So,
Yeah, you know.
but it's great. It's growing on me more than I expected it to for sure. And I really like every time one of these rotates out of like favor, they just need to rotate another jobber act in. Like after we're done
Yep.
with this, we could do like the
Frat
frat
house.
house's open
Yep.
party or something, and
Yeah.
have any combination of anybody in the back versus
Pledge.
us.
No, it's a pledge.
Yeah, the frat
It's a
house
pledge.
pledge. Yeah, there
Yep.
you go. See, we could just rotate every time. Like maybe we could eventually get Pretty Peter Avalon back.
Oh,
Like
that would be
a
amazing.
beauty challenge with Pretty Peter Avalon. Like
Oh, I mean, who's prettier than Pretty Peter?
make it only women that answer it.
Oh,
So he has to lose.
uh, and eventually, the problem with this is that you do these as heels, and then eventually become so entertaining that they turn babyface. So eventually, you're gonna need to start as
You
soon
feed
as
him a
Peter
heel woman who isn't ugly, but is still going to lose this
or
crowd judge thing to
or
Peter
what you
Avalon,
do
is
is
what you do.
you wait it out as long as you can until the crowd visibly and audibly supports Peter over the hot girl, and then you make an absolute switch. Then it's like that's the cutoff. He's a babyface now. We need to recognize it. This is the turning point,
Yeah.
and that's when you switch up the presentation and you
Yeah.
have him against men, and then of course
He's
he's
prettier than
already a
everybody.
babyface. He's already then he's going to beat everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I mean, there's like almost a never ending like list of good jobbers that AEW has, which I'm
Yeah,
not saying jobber derogatory, jobber complimentary. Okay.
yeah.
But these guys,
Enhancement talent.
enhancement talent. There we go. That's better. Um, but they have like a plethora of these guys they could totally just like bring back out of them.
Hmm.
Like if you brought back some enhancement talent from Dark or Dark Elevation that was constantly there, like one of the AEW signed guys who was just on Dark or Dark Elevation, you are going to get a little pop out of people like me who watched Dark and Elevation. Like if Pretty
Yeah,
Peter Avalon shows up on Dynamite one day, I'm going to get it. I'm going to pop a little bit because I thought he was entertaining. Him and Slim J were hilarious as a tag team. They were
yeah.
perfect chicken shit heels. Like they were great. So I mean,
Him and
give me
his
stuff like that.
program against Brandon Cutler.
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Who's the
Oh.
first to get a win?
Didn't
One of them must
it turn
win.
out neither of them?
They the first match ended in what was it? A time limit draw, I want to say, or something. It was a no contest, and so they pushed it to a second one. They
Yeah,
dragged it out like a month later or whatever, and they built up to it and everything. And Cutler went over.
right. So then we got some rundown of upcoming matches. We got the world. So upcoming on Dynamite, we've got the trios champion Ops facing Hangman, Hook, and Kingston
In a non-title match.
in a non-title match. But that looks like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
First time Kingston is going to be inserted into this. I'm really interested in that.
yeah,
That's cool. I like that. I absolutely want to see him interact with Adam Page because I don't think those guys have ever interacted.
yeah, maybe not.
I want to see what that looks like.
Fair.
I'm really interested in that.
The two grumpiest guys in AEW. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the two grumpiest faces. Pac is
Two
obviously
good
the
baby face.
grumpiest
Oh my God, he's
guy.
a bastard. Of course.
But speaking of Pac, he is confirmed as our fifth member of the Death Riders for said Blood and Guts match. I still think Gabe Kidd might make an appearance that brings out Eddie Kingston. But maybe that's just wishful thinking and hope on my part. But
Maybe.
we're gonna see Gabe Kidd and Eddie
Yeah.
Kingston cross paths
I
before this is
mean,
all said and
you have
done.
to figure they've got to have something for Moxley to do at Full Gear. They're not going to not include him
Yeah.
unless they write him off TV with injury in Blood and Guts match, which I suppose is possible, but I don't see it happening
No.
because they won't ever let the man take a vacation.
No.
So I feel like something. I feel like as much as I hate Gabe Kidd, I don't want to see. If he does show up, that would pave the way for Eddie Kingston to finally, after much, much, much too long, because he's been back for a couple months now. Like, why hasn't this happened? Why didn't it happen immediately? But for him to confront Moxley. So
Do you think they're purposefully um like not putting him and Hook with Renee Paquette because of that? You notice how like they've done a bunch of like interviews and promos and shit, but they never have one with Renee?
I hadn't noticed that, but it makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
Uh,
Because I mean, what else would
because
the first thing Eddie say be? What's going on with your freaking husband? You
yeah,
know, like
he wouldn't be shy about it. Are
no,
you
not at
kidding
all.
me?
Not at all. We've seen him talk to Renee about John before. Like we know
Yeah.
that Eddie Kingston will absolutely end run John Moxley through his old lady.
Yep.
We know that will happen. That he will do that if he gets pissed off enough. And yeah, if they put him and Renee in the same segment, what else is Eddie going to say besides "What the hell is going on with John?"
Yeah.
or something to that effect? You know, so we'll see how this all turns out. But yeah, I got to see Gabe Kidd back sometime soon because yeah, that's the way to that paves the way for Eddie into the Death Riders because he takes out one of them and now they're pissed
Yep.
off and now he gets to go after Mox and that's a feud for the ages. We need like that needs to go on.
Yeah.
That Eddie needs to be the guy who puts Moxley down. Get this man
I
some
if
freaking
it's not
vacation
gonna be
time.
Darby after all that, then there's only one guy it can be
It's got to
that's
be Eddie.
active on the roster.
Yeah.
Like ideally, it would be Danielson to get revenge for himself,
I
and
don't
it
think
doesn't.
Danielson's done being
But
involved in
he's
this either.
not. He's not coming. It's not happening.
I don't think he's
So
done
it's
being completely involved though. Like I think he's still a little bit
yeah, but it's
involved.
not going to result in a wrestling match. I don't
No, I
think.
don't think so. Not yet, anyway. I think Danielson's probably enjoying being at the commentary desk and not
Yeah,
bumping
and
into
I'm
Smack
enjoying
every
him
week.
being
I
at the
am
commentary
too.
desk.
I am too. Now, after that, we've got our main event, which is an ROH
Jeez.
World Championship match between Bandito and Mascara Dorada. And
This freaking match.
I am almost speechless about this thing, man. Like
I
I
mean,
don't even know what
okay.
to say. Like how
First, let's talk about before we even talk about the match. Let's talk about the fit. Bandito's
oh
gear was incredible.
it was great. It was great. The
Oh my God.
mariachi thing.
I
Oh,
loved it.
I loved
I
it all.
absolutely
The Day of the
adored it.
Dead body paint.
Oh,
It was fantastic. It was so fantastic.
it was I mean, and that's not to say that Mascara Dorada didn't have great gear.
No,
He
he
looked
looked like a
great.
fucking superstar, man. I mean, when your name
But
is Gold Mask, you kind of gotta look like a badass, you know.
yeah,
So,
but like they went all out. They did the whole big fight feel entrance
mhm.
with the in-ring announcements. Uh and they started off this match with technical wrestling, which I thought was a real interesting choice, and I loved it.
Oh, it was
Like
so great.
they everything about this match was freaking great, dude. Like
Yeah, like I don't even know where to start with like what happened during the match because like it was just there. I wasn't bored. I wasn't distracted. I had my eyes glued to the fucking screen for 25 minutes watching
yeah,
this damn match. I was just like, and when there was like the one commercial break that they had before they came back, like it was, I think right towards the beginning of the match on my
yeah.
feed. But like even that 3 minutes was just like, I was still glued to the commercials because I was
You
still
never knew when it was
processing.
gonna come back. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know when it was coming back, and I was still processing what I had already seen. I was like, this shit is fucking phenomenal. We're like 3 minutes in.
yeah,
And we got 22 minutes of this left. Like, how are they going to hold this pace? And they answered me pretty fucking quickly by
yeah,
just holding the pace for 22 minutes to the point where, like, I felt like my heart was going to pop out of my chest at certain points. It was just, this is, yeah, chef's kiss fucking lucha libre right here, man. This was like
yeah. This
the
was
pinnacle.
I was answering somebody on Blue Sky about it after the match, and they said something to the effect of, um, what was it? They said uh, that it was that they noticed that in CMLL they worked a little bit, you know, not a softer style, but kind of different. You know, that not so heavy on the strikes and then the throws and stuff like that. And it's like I think that, and since coming to CMLL, they've noticed that when they're on AEW TV, that they alter their style a little bit. And I'm thinking, well, I mean, that's kind of what the American audience and specifically the AEW audience kind of expects now. It's like they want that hybrid style. They want, little bits of everything in their wrestlers,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
And I feel like that if I had to guess, it's probably rather freeing for those talents to come up north here and expand their repertoire a little bit and show a little bit more of what they can do. Like they said, it was brought up that for a lot of the CMLL faithful in Arena Mexico, it seems like they pop for the 10th uh suicide dive as they do for the first.
Mhm.
Whereas American audiences, we need escalation. Like
Yeah.
we once we've seen one thing, okay, I don't want to see that same thing again over and over and over again. Divvy it up, differentiate it, escalate.
Yeah.
And uh I think maybe that's part of it. Like you can get away with doing, I don't want to say less, but like,
Less is more, man. And
yeah.
stuff
I
like
mean,
this
yeah.
with the pace they were keeping, less is more. And they really, I think, brought that out. Like they didn't have to do a lot to keep you in the palm of their hand. Like they had
Which
the
is
audience in the building, us at home. Like
it really what really stood out to me was that these two are very, very special because like you see so many because so many wrestlers from Mexico are under a hood. Body language is a lot more important and over
mhm.
the top because it needs to be
Yeah.
because you don't have your face at your disposal to convey your emotions.
Mhm.
And to me, what stood out in this match more than anything else was just how good and how well it translated for both of these guys. Their body language was just, you knew exactly what they were thinking at every moment. Like they were, especially Bandito with his shoulder because he was selling it like the entire time. He didn't have the kinesio tape on it this time, but he was still selling it the whole time, like which is smart because it's like, a lot of times once they take the tape off, oh, it's perfectly healed. It's like, no, it's still lingering. And so he sold it the whole time. Like
Yeah.
it was it goes to show how smart Bandito is. It really goes to show how smart Mascara is. Like their conveyance of emotion was clear the entire time, despite the fact that we can't see their faces at all, with the exception
Yeah.
of Bandito's eyes. That's it.
Right. Yeah. You can only see Bandito's eyes, but still their emotion was like
It was
all
incredible.
there, man. It was
It
so
was
good.
so it was this was top tier professional wrestling. And they beat the crap out of each other. They really there were some of these bumps that they took freaking nuts. Uh
Yeah, it was really good, man. I just it's just so hard to like pin it down to because everything was so great. It was just
yeah.
like every time I was like, how can they top this? They did it.
Yeah.
You know, how could they heighten the drama here? Shit, here's a kick out that I definitely thought was going to be a three. You know,
Yeah.
like it just they and on top of that, the crowd being so involved, like just
Yeah, they were
giving it the
very
big fight
invested,
feel it deserved.
which was great to see because remember, this was a taped show.
Yeah,
Usually the taped collisions, the crowds are already winded, they're already blown up by the time collision
yeah.
starts, let alone when collision ends. But they
Yeah.
were here for pretty much the entire episode, and especially for this match.
Oh yeah, especially dude. And like it like I said, it had the big fight feel it deserved. They just really did everything they needed to do to like cement that. Like this is Bandito is on a run here of
Yeah,
amazing shit. And every time they put Dorada in a match, he shows them why maybe he needs to
yeah.
be in another match. You know,
There
like
are people who are in a higher that are in a bigger spotlight or higher up on the card than Bandito is. But man, you would have to make a really, 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 really compelling argument to change my mind that Bandito is, isn't wrestler of the year with
a
the run
wrestler of
that
the year
he's been on
25
since like June.
guaranteed, dude. Like that's my vote for wrestler of the year. Period. Is Bandito. I mean,
And that's throwing, and I'm throwing that out there despite my huge fandom of both Timeless Tony Storm and Hangman Adam Page.
yeah,
So that's the context there. Like to unseat either one of those with the years that those two are having, you got to
yeah,
be on a run, and
yeah.
Bandito is on a run.
I mean, if you had to split it between like character rate, character work, and work rate, you might be able to say like Tony and Hangman are going to have a hell of a battle for that character work.
Yeah,
But as far as work rate, pure work rate, it's gotta be
yeah, it's
Bandito,
it's
man.
Bandito.
No
It's
question.
it's Bandito, and you know before June you have a real battle with a bunch of different candidates. After he wins that Ring of Honor World Title from Chris Jericho, he's off to the races,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
no question.
not even. I think probably the only contenders for work rate might be Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita.
Maybe
Might,
might.
might,
I mean, they're up there for sure, but
but
like
like,
Bandito is just
Bandito.
yeah, he's something else, man.
Yeah.
And
He
he
obviously retains the Ring of Honor World Title here. He hits the X knee after failing to hit it earlier in the match. Gets the 21 plex. Uh, he couldn't get the bridge. He was still selling the shoulder, so
yeah,
he had to kind of roll him up after he hit him with the impact. But he still got it. Still got the
yeah,
1, 2, 3 off it. They shook hands and hugged afterwards. It was really great. Like
yeah,
another classic from Bandito
yeah. And another what was
added to the pile.
yeah, and what was top to bottom the best episode of Collision in a few weeks at least.
I mean,
Um,
this was a really good 1-2 shot this week.
yeah, yeah,
I
this
honestly
week was
don't know which
fantastic.
show is better,
I don't
if we're
either.
being
I
honest.
had a lot of fun with both.
Yeah,
So,
me
a
too.
lot of good party matches and just a lot of fun. Like it was just like Tony Khan was like, you know what? If I'm going to go up against the World Series all week, we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
And it translated so well to being just like you're not just having fun throwaway shows. You have what turned out to be a really great wrestling product that also moved the storylines along. That also made everybody happy. I feel like I haven't seen anybody really complaining about anything. The most complaints
Mm.
I've seen were the ones I made about Megan Bain earlier, and that's still, I mean, I'm still not complaining that much. So yeah, I mean, this is a great week of wrestling, man. It was really good.
Hell yeah. All right. So we have been on a real long run tonight. We another week of a long show, but we do still have one thing left to do. We'll try and make it a little bit on the shorter side for the sake of y'all, but we do want to give you a whole show, and that's what we're determined to do. So, Aaron, you tell me, what is it that's left to do?
We got to do like the pros do and call it in the ring.
That's right. Um, so for those of you like us living in the United States where things are weird, in comparison to the rest of the world and how they do things, we have a little thing called daylight savings time. It is antiquated. Nobody likes it. Everybody thinks we should get rid of it, but for some reason we hang on to it for some reason. I don't. But basically, in the spring, we turn the clocks ahead an hour, and then in the fall, we turn back. This was ostensibly to give more hours of daylight to farmers but that's kind of an obsolete thing now, considering how farming is done. But for whatever reason, even though this is something everybody can agree is antiquated and shouldn't happen, uh, Congress has decided to not ever touch the situation whatsoever. I don't know why. It's a
Nope.
layup. It's a layup of legislation. It's an easy pass. Nobody likes this. It's
Make
one
a
of the
lot of
few things
constituents
that
happy.
Republicans and Democrats can probably agree on.
Yeah.
Um, but we got our hour back. Daylight savings time ended on Saturday at 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Sunday AM. It
Yeah.
became 1 o'clock Sunday AM. We got an extra hour of sleep if we were lucky, if we didn't have children who kept us up. And it inspired me to think of, well, we got an hour back. What if AEW got an hour back? So I posed the question to Aaron. If AEW got an hour back, how would we spend it? What day of the week we would put it on, when on the schedule we would put it, what we would use it for, what would we do with it? So I'm gonna bounce it to Aaron because I really want to hear what he's come up with.
If we had an additional hour of AEW program every week, I would put it on Thursday nights and we would call it TNT on TNT. And that would be
Oh, I like that.
1 hour of tags and trios
Oh, I
every week
like
on
that.
Thursday nights.
Oh, I
One
like
additional
that.
hour. We just shut, because we have such large divisions, we could easily fill an extra hour with just tag teams and trios, men's and women's. Doesn't matter. Especially now that we have a women's tag team division, and probably eventually we'll have a women's trios division. Um, but yeah, like the tags and trios, man, you can bring the ROH titles up and defend them on the show. You could defend our regular trios championships on the show. We could defend all the tag titles on the show. I mean, you can still do those things on Dynamite and Collision, but this is just an extra space for this seemingly larger set of divisions that don't ever get exactly the attention they need to just get an extra hour of time every week. We could fit 2 or 3 matches on each show. If we didn't run storylines, and if you did, if you didn't, you could do four. If you did, you could do 2 or 3. You know, I think there's plenty of time in an hour to get a lot of stuff done. You could kind of play with the advertising a little bit so you get, maybe not so much commercial time, so you have more broadcast time to put into it. But yeah, I would definitely put the tags and trios, give them their own, like instead of giving the women their own show, since they are obviously getting more time on the shows now, like we want, we don't have to necessarily give it directly to them, so we can give it to divisions that need the help. And trios and tag are right up there. I mean, yeah, we're rebuilding them, but we have so many more teams that it's hard to fit everybody into a
And you can
wheel.
create more with this using this as a vehicle too.
Yeah, yeah, you can create more tag teams. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. But yeah, TNT on TNT, man. Tags and trios.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, because you're right. Because especially trios, it seems like when they focus on the trios division, the tag team division suffers. If they
Mhm.
focus on the tag team division, the trios suffers.
Yeah,
So if you give them that dedicated time, you can more adequately address the needs of both divisions simultaneously.
yeah,
I like that. Well, I say both, but really it's all three of them.
yeah,
Um, and with the Forbidden Door and stuff like that too, you could always have, guest tag teams from New Japan or CMLL or wherever,
yeah,
Rev Pro,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Just any of them, really. Yeah, but yeah, this would be a great opportunity to just flesh out the divisions a little bit more as they need to be.
I like that. I like that a lot. I hadn't even considered that. That's a really, really cool take. I like it. My idea was to, and this is a perfect world, this would never happen because of how advertisements work and stuff like that. But I would add an extra hour right before Dynamite on Wednesday and call it Light the Fuse. And basically, it's talking smack, but AEW. You even have the two people. from talking smack on your roster right now. Give it to Renee Paquette and Brian Danielson. And so what you can do is if you do it beforehand, that means that there are a couple things that you can do. You can prime your audience for what's coming on Dynamite that night. Remind them, get them hyped up for what they're going to see that night and what promises you can make. Secondly, it allows people more mic time because if you do it like Talking Smack was, it's extra time for people who may not get mic time on the main show to still, you know, uh, hone their skills in front of, and you could do this in front of the live audience or you could not. I would not personally. I would keep it in the backstage, build a little set there and whatnot. But I would, give them time to kind of find their characters if they're having trouble, to flesh things out, to explain things. Another thing that this allows you to do is it allows you to go online, look at some metrics, look at what the fans are saying, what they like, what they don't like, maybe plot points that we're missing, like we bring up on our show all the time,
Hmm.
and you can address them on the air in a storyline fashion before the show goes on. So if there was anything you missed, you can watch the show beforehand. Oh, this is going to be explained by this, or Tony Khan realized last week that nobody liked the finish to this, to for example the count out finish. So he's decided at the last minute to book Kyle O'Reilly and John Moxley again, and no outside interference is allowed, and no, settle in the cage or something like that.
Yeah.
You can make kind of stuff kind of in reaction before the show hits. So it makes the audience feel like their opinions are valid.
Ah, yeah.
And then if you want to, you also have the option before um since it's airing live before the show goes on the air and that audience is still there watching a dark match or two, you can air one of those dark matches if you want to kind of prime the pump for the main show. There's a lot of different stuff you could do with this. You could even have like, if you my idea, have Danhausen come back for a 5 minute segment every week and have him interview somebody silly in a silly manner. Move AEW as a segment to that and get
Ooh.
RJ City involved because he's too talented to not have on my TV
Yeah.
all the time.
We could get
You
10
could
minutes
do,
for the Riccaboni zone.
yeah, the Rickabone Zone. You could do more Taz's takes
Yeah.
with his technique or Taz's technique or whatever they call that.
Yeah. I loved
You
that. They
could
should do more of that.
I agree, but this is an extra space that you could do all manner of things with that don't necessarily involve the wrestling, the
Yeah.
in-ring stuff. Like if you want to, you can include it, but this is where you iron out all the wrinkles. And this is
Ooh.
where you smooth some corners, you know. This is your last minute opportunity to not only get people hyped for the show, but also to quell their fears about weird storyline stuff that maybe didn't go over as well,
Yeah.
you know? So that would be my idea. It would be like I as much as I love the wrestling part of wrestling, I feel like a lot of the weaknesses of the show from week to week could be helped, maybe not, cured, but
Yeah.
helped along by an extra hour that would allow for more exposition and stuff like that.
Yeah. Maybe a little more fan involvement, things like that. I like that idea
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. Yeah. Like put on, like a pre-show every
Yeah,
week and
exactly.
yeah, just
Can
kind
you
of
imagine a pre-show for, I mean, like I know Raw tried to do it for a little bit, but like, a dedicated pre-show to your weekly television, your wrestling program makes it feel like a bigger deal. It makes it feel like
yeah.
a a legitimate sport.
Yeah.
Like
I
every
watch 30
every
minutes of pre-show for NFL every week.
yeah, NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, every major sport has pre-show coverage.
Yeah. Or
Why
kickoff
not
coverage or whatever. Yeah.
exactly? Why not apply that to your flagship brand or your flagship show for your brand?
Yeah. Give it that bigger sports feel. Yeah. I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, I think that's a
I'm
great idea,
and
actually.
personally, on a petty note, I think it would be hilarious if they were to do this for AEW and essentially copy the ESPN model when WWE is the one with the relationship with ESPN. They're not really in a good relationship
And
with
it's
right
not
now.
very good.
So
Yeah. Heard it's
I
very
I
bad.
think that would be funny. And
Uh,
I like when things are funny.
Petty funny. I love that. I
I,
love
I
petty
I
funny.
do have a petty streak at
A little.
times.
Just a little.
Times.
Just, just itty bitty one.
But yeah,
Not very big.
if anybody from AEW is actually listening to this and want to implement these ideas, please pay me.
Pay us,
Please
please.
pay us.
Yes. You can
We
have
come
our
up with
ideas
this.
all day.
You do you know how little effort it took for us to think of this up? I thought of this idea a day ago.
Yeah.
I texted Aaron, okay, we're doing daylight savings time for calling the ring tomorrow. You game? He's like, yeah, great. I'll come up with something. We came up with these ideas in less than a day.
So you texted me last night at 8:03 p.m. And before I got in bed, I had this idea.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah,
like
like
I knew I was like TNT on TNT.
two completely different ideas. Obviously, fact of the matter is they're only going to give you time if the network allows and wants it from you. I get that.
Yeah.
You can't just demand more time. I get that. But if you do wind up time on your hands that they want you to utilize, call us.
I, I would be incredibly cheap. You don't have to fly me anywhere. You can pay me 100K a year. I'll sit right here at home and come up with the same ideas and just send them to you in an email.
Yeah,
Do
works.
both of that
Yeah,
for both of us. You pay us both less than a referee,
yeah, yeah. We don't. I
and
mean,
we don't got to go nowhere. I mean, you can give me free tickets to the events, and I'll show up.
yeah, for sure,
But
for
you
shizzle.
know,
If I'm getting paid
yeah,
that kind of money, I'll fly out and go to every single pay per view,
yep,
guaranteed.
everyone, every single one. Of course, they probably want us there. Hey, what's your ideas for this? you know, I'll take that. I'll take that
I'll
all
give me a
day.
day.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
give me 24 hours, and I'll have what you want. Yeah, me and Adam will confer, and we will
Yeah.
figure it out. You'll have a 10-page report tomorrow, probably. Uh,
I'll need you to protect me from the boys, though. They're gonna be
that's
like,
fine. That's what I'm for.
like, who's this freaking Mark
Leave him
coming
alone.
here? He's not even in the business.
That's not a mark. You should have. Tony pays him. He's not a mark anymore. And you're gonna be nice. Or I'm gonna endear Powerhouse Hops with steaks to chop the shit out of you. Like, hey, Powerhouse, what's your favorite steak place in this town? On me as much as you want. All you got to do is give that guy a receipt over there. That's probably not going to get turned down. Just saying.
Probably not. That dude looks like he's made of steaks.
Dude, I guarantee he eats 15,000 calories a day, at least. Like,
Oh yeah.
God.
Are you kidding me? You
Yeah,
need that many calories to pump that much iron.
to look like that. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. But yeah, yeah, AEW, if you want to, anytime you want to put us to work now, because I'm not saying, because,
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to go out and say, you guys have been stealing our ideas or anything libelous or slanderous like that. I'm not going to, nothing
No.
actionable here. I'm nothing actionable, but we have said some things in the last, like year that we've been doing this and the 50 episodes previous to this one
Mhm.
that, y'all have done or gone on to do or followed pretty much our exact blueprint. So, um, it is a little suspicious. Okay. I
Even if
mean,
we're just really good at predicting things, I
the
mean,
rate at which we're doing it is pretty high.
don't
Okay.
don't
Like,
you think that those kind of people maybe are the kind of people you want in your creative means. I don't know. You tell me. You
Never
tell
know.
me.
It's got there's got to be some kind of connection there because like literally things are happening that we're like, hey, we're going to talk about this, and then next week it happens, or we're going to talk about this, and then you know what, we've seen this. This is coming. This is going to happen. Like we said 6 months ago with the women's
Yep.
tag team division. Like
Yep.
we see all this stuff. We know it's happening. So yeah, just go ahead and hire us. It'll be best for everybody. Otherwise, I'm going to keep ranting and raving on the end of my podcast about how it's very suspicious that you keep doing exactly what we say.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm cheap, so come on, guys. Like, um, but yeah, that was our call at the ring for the week. That was our show for the week. I had a lot of fun with wrestling this week. And a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
fun talking here about it as well. So, that's always a sign of some good wrestling. So hopefully this
Yep.
trend will continue. We'll get some more good wrestling next week, and then into Blood and Guts, and then another week of good wrestling, and then we got Full Gear, and then we're going to come back at some point after that. That Full Gear episode once again is our last for the season. We are currently at 51 episodes. We will be taking most of the holidays off till the beginning of the year. We will come back at some point in the November or the late November, December area when they announce the C2, and we will come and talk about it. We will do a whole C2 episode. We won't cover
Yeah.
Dynamite or Collision or anything. We'll come back, maybe like an hour long or maybe an hour and a half or something. But we will talk about the C2 brackets, where we think that's going, a full on like whole prediction show for the C2. And that's probably where that'll be like our, happy holidays to you guys, and then we'll be back uh sometime in January for the start of season 4, which is fucking wild that we're
Yeah, it's
already at this point.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Love it. I
I
love
love it.
it.
I do too. I love it. This is not a job for us. We come and do this because we want to do it. And so all of you who actually listen to us every week, you mean the fucking world to us. You really do. Um,
Yeah.
you make. I mean, we would do this whether there was 0 of you or a million of you, but those of you who are here, we're so happy and thankful that you listen to us every week and that you want to hear what we have to say for some reason.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
this is
we're
just a
just
couple of guys having a conversation about
yeah.
wrestling, really.
We're just two 40-year-old J-Browns. Like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so thank you guys for listening. Uh, it's a dangerous world out there. You keep your head on a swivel. Fuck
Yeah.
ice.
Buckeyes.
We love you. Have a good one.
Peace.